We are live.
Hey!
What's up?
This is Crazy Peas, and I am TPAW,
Karnage 6778.
and we're here to talk about some shit, namely Reacher, and then some other stuff. This crazy ass got us to just burn through content, burn through all the episodes of Reacher.
TPAW's never watched season 1.
No, I have not.
And I watched season 1 when it came out. I just recently watched season 2 for shites and giggles.
Yep.
And I'm like, alright, well, you gotta watch it. It'll give us something to talk about next week. And anytime he came downstairs instead of going to the gym, I literally enticed him. Shut up, sit down, watch a TV show with your wife. Alright, we're watching Reacher.
Yeah, pretty much. I got off work and came downstairs, and him and my wife, his sister, will sit there and watch stuff with the kids. Like sometimes it'll be Disney movies all day or part of the day. Sometimes it'll be other stuff.
That's usually Friday nights, but
yeah. And the kids eat it up too, especially Cass, because he likes his routine and he's like, it's movie night. And so this time he got really annoyed because he's like, this isn't a kids movie. This isn't on Disney. And we're like, no, child,
this
it's
isn't
not.
Rainbow Friends.
Yeah, this is not Rainbow Friends. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. It's not Rainbow Friends. It is break necks and bust faces. That's what this show is. And he's like, well, let's just watch the first couple episodes, and then the first 2 episodes we'll figure out whether you like it or not. And suddenly out of nowhere we're on episode 6 of season 1, and then we're on the finale, and then out of nowhere we're on to season 2, and we got done watching this really cool almost 80s action sequence at the end of this first season where our main character is literally walking out of a burning warehouse, muscled and everything.
Just exploded warehouse.
Yeah, just exploded warehouse. The show's been out for a while. It's going to be rated S for spoilers right now.
There are no spoilers, and if you haven't seen season 2 now, this many weeks into it, and they've already finished putting it out on Prime, I'm sorry, you're SOL. You should have already watched it.
Yeah, this show...
that's my personal
This
blah, blah.
show, right off the bat, harkens back, for me, to 80s and 90s action movies. You can tell the people who created the show love their action movies.
Comic book animated series. With Batman.
Not bad. Lemonade. It's a whole new energy drink. Every time we go to Dollar Tree, we always find a new one to play with. I was watching Kevin Smith.
They never had the same one.
Yeah, I was watching Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard and talk about Reacher for a bit. And, because they cover different topics, nerd-wise and comic book-wise, media-wise, and all things geekiness. And Reacher was one of them where Kevin kind of went, he's like, it's kind of like if you took the Batman, didn't put a mask on his face, made him a ex-soldier, he's a veteran, and he also doesn't have a no-kill rule. He has no problem busting your face in.
Or snapping your neck.
Yeah, or snapping your neck. He will kick your ass. And
see, because that's the funny part with Reacher, is he snaps necks, breaks legs, breaks arms to save himself, but also
to help the innocent.
Somebody else is initiating the fight. All right, I'm gonna fold you into a freaking pretzel for shits and giggles, or fold you into a tiny box.
Yeah, and the guy is simple too. How normally with
he's
people,
simple, but he's also 6'5". So
yeah,
I mean, he's huge as fuck.
Yeah, no, he's this guy. He's a giant Goliath. He just wanders from town to town, and will often, in each cast for the season was different. The first season had its own cast. Second season had its own cast. You had some reappearances from some characters, namely one was named Finlay, but aside from that, it's a completely different cast. And I have a feeling they're going to do it again for season 3.
Diesel? Or... what's the name? I don't know, you'd have to look it up. The black chick.
Yeah, Neely.
I had to think about it for a second. Yeah, because Neely came into season 1, he's like, hey Neely, I need some help.
Yeah. Yeah, he was calling her up to actually help him with something. And that was after she badgered him in the first season of remember, Reacher, you need to help me. And... you need to ask for my help, and you need to,
interact with
other humans, and she was reminding him to be a human being essentially, and ask for help, and
instead of just a big gorilla.
Yeah, not just a big gorilla who likes to break necks and then not ask for help and get himself in trouble. And
well, he's also a very simple and minimalistic man.
oh, so minimalistic.
Which, I mean, that kind of like harkens to me. It's like y'all like, I want to get you this thing because it's your birthday or it's Christmas. I'm like, okay. I don't fight it, but I'm just like, I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah, like literally, I was offering myself like this last couple months. There's been times where I'm like, I'll get you this thing or I'll get you that thing. Because I grew up with my dad. That was one of his love languages was gift things or whatever.
Gift giving.
Yeah, and was just so used to it. And so just on pretense, I'm like, to me, being an adult, being a dad, being a bro means helping out and it means giving and stuff.
And I appreciate it because you do it without even thought. I say, hey, I need to get this. I don't have the money. I got it this week.
Yeah, and I'll just literally just be like, all right, I'll help you out with that. I got the resources.
I mean, it's only a couple bucks here and there. It's tiny as shit, but it helps. Like tonight when we got Band-Aids, it wasn't as big as I was hoping, but it was big enough to work for one of my injuries, so it worked.
Yeah, and I'm glad it did. Yeah, no.
But like I said, gotta go to Walmart and get the Band-Aids like what Mom's got, so that way I don't kill all of hers. Plus, I'll buy 2 boxes because here, Mom, I'm replacing your stock.
Yep.
That's what my brain instantly goes. She's helping me. I must help by replenishing stock, so that way, if I need more Band-Aids, I'm on.
Well, here's a demonstration of how much TPAW will help other people before he helps himself. I finally got myself a new laptop. I'm not using that for this broadcast. He convinced me to just wait till the next one, and I'm like, but why? It's a new laptop. It's faster. And then he's like, no, we'll just do one.
Going on.
He's like, you got stuff going on right now. Let's wait on it. And I was like, but shiny. But like, so basically,
Shiny's tomorrow. Yeah, because tomorrow's your other off day.
Yeah. And so basically, this is a demonstration. Okay, I was out talking to Alex, who needed some bro time, and talking about some relationship stuff he's going through, and giving him guidance. And
mental health.
Yeah, I told him about the laptop thing, and he's like, he just kind of stuck a beat, stopped, looked at me, and I was like, what'd I do? Like, it felt like he was going to criticize me, right? And he's like, you're misreading me completely again. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yeah, you are. He's like, I'm about to congratulate you for finally treating yourself with something big. Usually, it's always small. Now, it's big.
Last time you got the laptop that we're currently using, before it went to crap, which happens with all electronics eventually, but it was the thing you're like, but I'm like, okay, since you don't want it to wait until it gets mailed here, why don't we just go to Walmart, see what piece of shit they got, see how long it works before it completely blows up on you. Yeah. Maybe it'll last you a year or two, and then you can get a new one. Yep. Which is, it's been more than a couple years. It's been like 5,
and to
6
be fair,
years. So.
And to be fair, I've written 2 books since then, so I met my goal.
And you're almost done with the audiobook.
Yeah, and I've also done with the audiobook.
And then the people from Amazon, Audible, whatever, same thing.
They were like,
said, there's a slight wham here and there. Like,
yeah, they were like, please clean the audio and please make sure all the dimensions are right. And I'm like, my God, you're fussier than my wife.
No, they're just fussy because they're fussy because we are the organization. You want to make money. Follow our rules.
Yeah, basically. And so I kind of made it to where, like, Amazon is like the baseline. So like I'll send it to like other vendors and stuff, but like if I can nail it with Amazon and I can make it good enough recording for Amazon, then I figure it's good enough for all the other vendors because
Amazon does movie, does freaking Audible through the Prime and whatnot, and a few other things. So if you can get them to go okay, then everybody else will say okay.
Yeah, because they're anal retentive as hell.
I mean, it's the millionaire, billionaire who still wants to be the millionaire, billionaire. But yet, the funny part is, because Elon, because I follow him on Twitter, and just because every once in a while I'll hear some stuff that somebody's talking about him or something he recently said, and my brain goes, y'all have no clue who the fuck he is.
Right.
Y'all are a bunch of amateurs, man. I'm like, pay attention to the man. He's literally admitted everything and walked everybody through all the steps he took to get to where he is. It's like, so I just have to follow those steps.
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because it's like, I've talked to Alex actually about creating a app called Howl. which also is a tap back to his name that was on his gamer channel, Howled at Fang.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about creating an app called Howl that operates like Amazon in the sense that it's like a IMDb and Amazon combination, but the massive difference is that you would be able to create your own domain of like your own authorhood. And so, like, let's say you write a book, or let's say you make a movie or something,
or like Me the Mini Stories.
Yeah, or that too. It would be something that's right up your alley, because of the fact that it would create an entire essentially vendor universe of like you as the person who creates things, and then you would see related stuff. But the difference is with Amazon is that we're not shoving higher advertised crap at you that somebody paid ads
that's
for.
also where they make most of their money. So.
I know they make a lot of money from it, yes.
Well, I'm just saying that's the only... It's not a benefit to you as a customer. I have to make billions of dollars so that way I can stay filthy rich, so...
I'd be changing the way the algorithm is so that you can still pay your big bucks for the ad revenue and shit, but it wouldn't be advertising somebody that's,
that's where
not as great
as far
over,
as
say, Karnage.
It's like the 90 days thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to pay the monthly fee, here's the app for free. Every so often you're going to get the commercial.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get the commercials, then you pay the fee. We make the money either through the commercials or through you paying the fee to not have the commercials, like with YouTube shit.
Oh, you
Amazon,
mean YouTube Red and Amazon Prime and shit?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking with Howl though. I was thinking about creating like a way that people could also have engagement with the content. So like, instead of just dropping a review on...
You don't need to pay, but if you want to, because for me, my only thought with it, even if you want to do like the Amazon thing or like some of the other apps, the easiest way to do it is just it's a random ad.
Yeah.
So you and me, or you, make the money off of it, so that way it's not a hindrance or a big pain in the ass. Because I've literally, the guys who made the 90-day app.
Yeah.
The main guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, damn it. But he has his own YouTube channel, which is where the other guy that does some of the stuff, who he calls Captain America, he has his own channel.
He calls himself Captain America?
No. The guy, Brownie.
Okay.
Because that's the main guy's picture. The dude who does the warm-up video, he's Brownie. The other guy who does the cool-down video at the end of the workout.
Are you talking about the 90-day workout?
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy who does the cool-down video, the guy who does Brownie, the main guy, the main channel, he calls him Captain America because he always works out and he always looks in shape.
Okay,
so he's what
I can buy that.
Is considered the expert whenever they do like the 90 to 100-day challenge.
Oh,
or 30-day challenge with like 100 push-ups.
Which is what got you to try that app.
Well, no. I wanted to try it to see what the workouts look like.
Yeah.
I like the workouts. I like the way it's building. Like now we're doing the diamond push-up.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing push-ups.
Mm-hmm.
My brain goes, okay, so that's more internal
pectoral
instead of the full thing. It's literally just here. Because I literally felt it up to my nipple and nothing more.
Yeah.
So, okay. I see where they're going. I see how they're building it, just like with the Chris Hemsworth Center app.
I
see how each one is different, but I also like how each one does their own thing. That's why also on my YouTube I have in my playlist that I've downloaded or attached to that I want on my list of playlists is the Buff Dudes workouts whenever they used to show and go through the whole process. That's actually how I got to 170. I was literally using one of their programs and just did it 2 or 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Me and Nephi just went balls to the wall just with it.
Back when Nephi was actually working out with us.
Yeah. Well, it was before he decided to try to make you come with us. Well, I'm like, well, then you got to come, Nephi, because you got the full membership at Bassett.
Yeah.
And when all that stuff went down, him getting married, having a kid, and then his real life starting.
Yeah.
It was just, okay, gotta move on to the next step.
Yep. Which I'm hoping he can actually come back to working out with us at times.
Nah, we just ended up going down there with all the weights we got. Alright, motherfucker. Wait, what? We came. He brought his kids and wife so that way your wife and kid can have somebody to hang out with. The cousins can play and shit. We're literally just going to be standing in your front yard working out. I hope there's no goat heads. There are. Well, then you better clean up your front yard, mother trucker. We're going to be down there in a month.
Yeah.
You have a month to clean up your yard so that way there's no goat heads, so we can literally work out in your front yard.
Yeah.
Or if you don't clean up your yard, I'm literally going to work out on your front porch, mother trucker.
Yep.
Just go down there and start freaking just ripping shit. Always like rip this shit.
Yep.
So
So like, flex.
it's not even flex, it's achoo! Ah! Damn it, I ripped another shirt. Shit.
It's funny is Nico was actually showing me a picture of myself from my early 20s.
Way back.
We're like, yeah, 2013.
You were skinny and shit.
Yeah, so it was like 2013. It was 2 years before Arnie was born, so I would have been 2021. And I was showing, Nico showed me a couple of pictures, and I showed, Calypso today. And Calypso, of course, still the same reaction, baby. And I was like going, interesting. And then I showed Nico the recent picture from yesterday at the gym.
That you took for yourself,
Yeah, for myself and shit. And he was like, yeah, no, you look like someone not to fuck with. And then she was all like, you look like one of those bouncers. Or like one of those, you'd be a short bouncer. You'd be the shortest bouncer ever. And I'm like,
No. It's not even, it's not the short part. Well, and I understand that's where Nico's mind goes. But my brain goes, no, you are the bouncer. You don't need to be 6 foot plus because you're literally just I am the wall, bitch.
yo.
I'm going to, did I say you could go past?
Yeah.
You did not pay your fee.
Yes.
Or you did not do this thing, or this you're trying to kill shit in the background.
No. Let's see here. Let's see if the camera can actually.
No, you gotta turn the brightness way down.
Motherfucker. Alright. Let's try that again. That's what I looked like back then, which I'll probably just. That, and then.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I looked like back then, right? And this. Flex that and shit. It's partially his fault.
I took all credit.
This is what I looked like yesterday while flexing. I'm like fucking 3 times the size I used to be.
Show them too.
Yeah. That's what happens when you hang out with this guy for too long.
I mean, when I drag you to the gym for 4 years, you just kind of become, wall.
Yes. He's even said over and over again, he's like, you're my promotional material.
Right? No, you are. It's like, but look at how you look. Oh, I know how I look. But look at what I can do to you.
Yep.
The fuck? Yeah, here's what he looked like for the kids. Here's what he looked like when we started working out. God, he got fat. Here's what he looks like now. The fuck?
Yep. Brick house. So much so that my brother Andrew, he literally will just be like, look at me and be like,
the hell happened
yeah,
to you?
like he used to.
That's what's called being a gym bro.
Yeah, he used to. What's funny is he used to like have the opposite reaction that he has now. Whenever I like get a little escalated with him, and he used to like get all fucking snap angry and just like snappy comebacks and talk shit and whatever and be like, you're just fucking fat or whatever. And now it's just like whenever I freaking get a little on him, he's just all like, okay, I can't say shit right now.
No. And it's like even I wanted to start taking him to the gym, and the few times trying to hit him up or you trying to call him to get him to come, he just wouldn't come. So it's like, really?
Yeah.
Right, screw it.
Like the other day when we went to Walmart, we randomly saw him, and he just kind of comes up from behind me, and like he just
tapped you on the shoulder.
Yeah, he tapped me on the shoulder and shit, and he's just like, damn. I'm like, what? He's like, nothing. I'm just like going, I'm like, oh, I see what happened. You felt the muscle.
Well, see, that's what I like. It's the whole, you don't have a six-pack, really. Touch it.
Yep.
There is a six-pack there, dude. It's just, covered by an inch of insulation.
Inch of dad bod.
Well, I mean, I am a dad, so it just kind of fits. It's like, yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even pissed about it. It's just like, well, that's just what I am. I mean, because like I was saying, when I look in the mirror when doing the pull-ups or the chin-ups.
Mm-hmm. Bless you. Bless you squared.
Yeah, if it was one more, it'd be cute. But anywho, I literally see at the bottom my belly sucking in, and like where the 6-pack bottom freaking of the 6-pack or 8-pack would show, and I'm like, okay, I just gotta keep working on it.
Yeah.
And it's not even, well, I mean, I still work it out. Because even with doing the 90 days, it's like, do as many crunches or as many, like, the abdomen things.
Yes.
And you saw me, I grabbed the 10-pound weight. I'm like, alright, we're going to do it with actual weight.
Yeah.
And I did 100 each time. So it's like, alright, I'm literally got, let's see, 600 freaking abdomen freaking flexes / workout.
Yeah, I
the
did
other
about
day.
that, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna do 100 for each freaking thing. And the last 2 sets of supersets is doing one thing, then doing another right after it. It's literally, okay, I'm doing like 150 to 200 on one, and on the other one, I'm literally doing like 300 to 400.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles.
Yeah, it's like...
I enjoy the hell out of it.
This is the exchange. It's like gym pics from last night, and because Nico was on the phone with me at the physical therapy appointment, I was like, hey, yeah, can you send me that one Smallville picture that I was wearing, like, the Kal-El thing?
Forever.
Yeah. And Nico was like, okay, I'll send you that, and I'll send you a few more, so they did. And then, and I said, yep, I'm way buffer than I used to be. And it was like, surprise. And then, Nico's like, yes, you look like someone to not fuck with. Bar security, to be honest, or even bouncer. You'd be the shortest buff bouncer. And I was just like, how am I supposed to take that one? I'm like, I guess
as a younger sibling means it.
Yeah.
It's a compliment, but fuck you, you little piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's not even mean towards you, it's just, you older fucker. It's the younger sibling thing.
Oh, and I could tell that Nico is definitely a little envious because Nico was telling me about how much pain they feel and how they're like not feeling the good. They're like, how is it that I can be a early 20 person, someone in their early 20s, and yet I feel like I'm 70 years old?
That's where my diet kind of comes in, my new diet. It's literally carnivore diet because it takes away, it literally does, and this is why I love doing it because it takes away all of my pain.
Yeah.
And my pain, if I can feel it, you know what I mean, that tells you how high it is because unless it's level 10 or higher, I'm not going to feel it.
Yeah.
So, it's literally takes away all the pain, 1, and 2, it puts you in healthy, body processing because you're literally change your body not to burn the sugar.
Yeah.
You're literally just burning the fat because you're eating fat. You literally turn yourself into a ketosis machine.
Well,
so that's why
only has 15 calories.
Well, that's why I looked at it. I'm like, fine, I'll take the 30 calories because we bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really want the caffeine, but I want to see if the drink's enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing. It's not even the caffeine for the caffeine. Part of the caffeine is to stay up for the podcast because being on the carnivore diet, I literally, you see me, 9 o'clock,
I literally on the weekends, because I work the weekends, I literally have gone downstairs to check on, the wife and stuff, and be all lovable, give her some petting, and, smell her a little bit, kiss her and stuff. She loves
and sometimes
that.
she's up here.
And sometimes she's up here doing that with me and stuff, but then sometimes she's downstairs in the chair. Both of them are parked in the chair. One of them's got a child. The other one either has a child or doesn't, and he is like... And I'm like... I look at her, look at him, they're both like in snooze town. She's in a different position than he is, and I'm like, the fuck? Whatever.
Obviously, we're related because we
yeah.
sleep the same way.
Yeah, like, she kind of does
Fucking
this,
bitch.
like, she'll lean off to the side like this and have her head like this. Or sometimes she'll have, like, a thing on her head, like, half on her head. He usually is just, like, either on his side like this, or,
It just lays straight
or
back
he just
up.
lays straight back like that. He's just like, I'm gone. It's like...
Fuck the world, I'm in that town. Kiss my ass. If
Yeah.
you want to wake me up, tap me. Sometimes I hear you come downstairs. Hi. You're asleep. Just go back to sleep. Cool. Like instantly.
Yeah.
I can wake up, recognize you're there, and just, okay, fuck it.
There was one time I came downstairs and was like Snoozeville, huh, for both of you? And he went, I don't even know if he realized it, but he went, uh-huh, fuck the world.
No, I heard you make a comment. I responded. I'm like, all right, back to nap time.
Yeah.
Fuck it. That's like handing me a phone when I'm asleep. Hey, somebody's on the phone for me. I could spend half an hour talking to them on the phone. Not even wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Just run through the conversation, hand the person the phone, or hang up the phone, set it down, and just go right back to sleep. I've done it. Both my ex-wife has literally seen it because they've handed me the phone or they've called and like, Dana,
Yeah.
okay, click. Call me back. What? You said you're going to come get me. Oh yeah, I have to be awake. All right, fine. I'll be there in 20 minutes. Click. Go.
Yeah.
Because when I get into sleep mode, everything's auto. And I didn't even realize this until somebody told me. I literally, I can drive in my sleep. I can do the Marine or properly trained military thing. My eyes are open. I'm doing things. There's nobody home.
You even smoke cigarettes that way too sometimes.
I just zoom the fuck out.
Yeah, like he literally, like, he pulled, like, you know how he talks about Wolverine a lot and talks about how he likes how Wolverine will put a cigarette in his mouth and not even light it or anything, or a cigar. He'll literally do that with his cigarettes sometimes. Like, we'll have gotten away from the gym. I'll have taken a few puffs off my e-cig while I'm in the car with him, and then he'll just be like, he'll like have the thing in his mouth, and I'm like, and we're like, we get halfway to the Maverick, and he's just like, oh, I'm just driving like this. He's like, and I'm all like, you didn't even light it. He's like, oh, I didn't? Oh, shit. Lighter. Wait. Alright, let me roll up the window. Okay, there we go. And I'm like, did you really? He's just like, yeah.
Just auto mode. I have to have something in my mouth or I have to be chewing gum.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If I'm driving, I usually like to chew gum. If I don't chew gum, I just have to have something sitting in my mouth.
Yep.
I don't even have to smoke. It's just...
Yeah, there was one time he literally
it's a natural tick.
He literally bought a pack at the gas station, said, alright, let's go ahead and kill these cigarettes, and then got in the car, put a cigarette in his mouth, didn't even light it. And he was driving the car while the cigarette was in his mouth, not lit. And then when we got to the next destination, he still didn't have it lit, so he just parked it in the car, and then later on when we got back to the car and he pulled it back up, he's like, alright, I'll light it.
I have my weird modes. I mean, but that to me would be like the whole Reacher thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not trying to be the hard ass. He's not trying to be a bad guy or a good guy. He just is who he is.
Dude, I am reminded of you a lot when I was watching Reacher. Like, I could see why you identify with the guy so much, especially when, like, he's sitting there, he puts on a giant fancy suit, right? And he didn't even buy it with his own money. He bought it with the dirty money that he killed somebody for, and killed one of the criminals and shit.
One of the bad guys, they happen to have a $500,000.
He's like, oh, they happen to have money.
Okay,
I'll grab one of the rolls of cash and I'll buy a suit with it, and then I'll discard the suit after I wear it, and then I'll put on nice new clothes, civilian clothes. And then after that, because the civilian clothes would have gotten in the way, I'll discard those two and then replace them with other clothes. And I'm like, did he just... Really? And you're like, yep. And I'm like, he is so goddamn minimalistic. He never has any more than just a pair of clothes on his body.
I mean, I literally do that. The only reason I buy clothes is, okay, I'm done wearing these shirts or these pair of pants for a little while. Oh, alright, I'll change it up, get a new pair.
Yeah.
Get done and just go. I mean, you literally saw that. I literally bought new socks to try to test them out to see how I like them or not.
Yeah.
And it's literally, I just put them on tonight and, okay, let's go.
Yeah, and then if he doesn't like them, he's literally just going to trash them.
Or I'll just give them, Mom, here you go, you can have them.
Yep.
I literally gave her pair earlier today and she put them on her feet. So
yeah.
I'll talk to her tomorrow, see if she liked them or not. Or wait till she comes home from work because she's got mid-shift and see how she liked them with the mid-shift. Because she even told me with doing the carnivore diet like she's doing with me, even though I have my few hiccups, like last night I forgot to put the meat aside and just threw in the mac noodles to make the goulash, and I'm like, shit. Well, that's my one carb for the week. Screw it. You know, it's one meal out of the whole week that has carbs in it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. At least that's where I was with the thought process. It's like, well, oops, screw it. Just move on.
Yeah, it's
no,
crazy.
No point in beating yourself up. But mom said the only thing, the fasciitis or whatever with her foot, with the CMT and stuff, but they call it something else because of the way her foot flexes and whatnot. She's like, that's like the only pain I've had since I started this carnivore diet. You were actually true about like killing all pain. That's the only thing I feel. I'm like, and if you keep going, you might not even feel that anymore, Mama. That is the fucking goal. Not in those words, but, well, not the F word, but that is the goal.
I would believe that I would actually believe that she would actually say that because it would slip out.
Well, I mean, because, oh yeah. But for me, it's like Aunt Charlene's like, well, what about your cholesterol? You mean that number that they look at that's complete fake because they don't test it properly when you're on an empty stomach like they're supposed to do with your blood sugar to see how proper your insulin levels are, to properly test you for diabetes and stuff? And she went, he's literally thought this all out because I asked him the question and he literally told me how doctors are full of shit and here's all the reasons why. The current doctors only follow rules that are like old as hell and don't even conform to the proper human diet or anything that is truly healthy.
Yeah, they don't like update their science very often.
No, it's just repeat what you've been told or what the doctor before you, who is almost senile and completely gone, teaching you at college, just said, okay, this is the rule book we follow, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's why I like the doctor on YouTube that I've sent videos to you, Mom, and your wife, my sister, Calypso. It's literally the thing of, Mom was like, actually while we were cooking and doing stuff earlier today, she literally was telling me some stuff that, from a video she caught from him, talking about certain things like diabetes and other stuff that, how, if you're on the carnivore diet, or the ketone diet, depending on how your body reacts, and for me, the carnivore is the best.
Yeah.
It literally gets you to such an optimum health. Because we were talking about, I don't even remember what we were talking about, and I was like, oh yeah, that doctor, and just went off on a subject.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, well, that kind of confirms what I'm always talking about with like depression and stuff. And with the growing the hair back, because like I said, my bald spot, Mom literally said it's starting to go peach fuzz, which means the hair's growing back from me not having any carbs. Except for once a month or once every 2 weeks I slip up and have a carb.
Yeah.
I'm literally growing back the freaking bald spot. That is, that my
If
dad's
you're having
got.
a full-on head of hair, I'm gonna be fucking floored.
No. Then it's like, no more sticky rolls, mother trucker. Your turn. I'm gonna convert you, dude. I'm gonna convert everybody. The whole family's gonna be carnivore. Everybody's gonna call us nuts. And the church is like, do you not need bread? Do you not need all this stuff? Nah, we don't eat that crap. Literally just meat, eggs. And if you want for shits and giggles, whole milk. Because no offense, the crap that WIC gives you, the 2% or skim milk, is literally just flavored water. Kiss my ass. If I want water, I'll just drink water.
What's funny
It's
is
disgusting
one of those
and nasty.
secret people.
Because they add milk sugar into those, so that way it actually tastes like milk.
Yeah.
But anywho, back to what you were saying.
Edumacation Andy on Edumacation that Kevin Smith was having a podcast with for a while. One of the episodes, because there's a lot of stuff that he just covers that's science related that. Because he's a
Or he
geek and a
skims
nerd.
over.
Yeah, well, no, he actually researches it a lot.
Oh,
He just
does he
takes
go
all the
deep dives?
he just takes a lot of the footnotes and puts that on a podcast. Because
Kind of like I do.
yeah, because Kevin will have him, put on a lot of it on there and stuff and everything. But Kevin is not. Kevin is a nerd and a geek, but '90s Kevin was more nerdy and brainy than current day Kevin. But education,
we all have our zones.
Yeah, Andy would sit there and go into a lot of stuff. And one of the episodes floored me. I'd have to find it and find the podcast episode so I can replay it for him because it would validate what he's talking about there. One of the things that Andy went into was not only the ingredients, not only the exact recipe that they do for the milk and the differences and stuff, but also he went into the history of where the 2%, the 1% came from, as well as the skim milk.
Yep.
And then whole milk, and said that it's actually far healthier to drink whole milk, and he says the whole milk isn't even whole milk. It's literally just a more defined version of what 2% or 1%
locally,
is.
the Weber milk,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it costs a little bit more, but it costs more because they don't super fast, try to boil off the extra bugs or whatnot, chemicals and bullshit that is in natural cow's milk. They actually do it at a slow pace.
Yeah.
So that's why it costs more, because they have to keep it at a temperature for longer, which is a lower temperature, which is actually makes the milk not bad for you, and they don't have to add shit to it for it to be proper whole milk. That's why I like Weber.
Yeah.
I mean, how about half a gallon freaking last week or 2 weeks back? And Russell like killed my fucking half gallon. I only got like 2 or 3 fucking drinks out of it.
Yeah.
Fucker killed my fucking milk, asshole. That's my only irritation with him recently, because other than me poking at him when he starts to get in his bitchy mood, which he's actually tried a few times this week, I told him shut up, quit being a dick.
Yeah.
We like you better when you're nice, Russell. Quit being an asshole, Russell, because nobody likes that fucking douchebag.
Yeah, I hate that douchebag.
But, and he's like, well, I'm like, no, well, these are the facts, this is where everybody sits. Deal with it or shut up.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it. Well, then I'll just go hide downstairs. Okay, go hide in your own misery, because nobody wants to share it with you.
Yeah.
I love you, though, you fucking crazy bastard.
Yeah, I'm trying to crawl out of my own. I don't want to deal with somebody else's. That's why last night when Alex was like, can I talk to you about something real quick? And I'm like, sure.
Yes.
What happened? And at first I thought it was me. I didn't say anything, but like I was waiting for him to
move this.
Yeah, I was waiting for him
it's
to.
in the way of your foot.
There you go. You're good. I was waiting.
I need your foot to scoot over here, so that way I'm not hitting it. So that way my thigh doesn't tense up again.
Yeah,
I don't want to kick you, and I don't want to kick the USB, but
yeah.
I need to adjust my feet. But anyway,
yeah.
keep going.
No, I was waiting for him to like go into like something to do with me, because I thought maybe me pulling away and doing more just kid and wife stuff was like.
And you shit.
Yeah, and I thought maybe something was causing something there, and that was where my brain went. And then he's like, it's about
the current situation.
Significant other, and I'm like, oh, and instead I in chat I put question mark because to be like, what about this? And then so he went into it.
That, and I just talked to her. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, what's up with your life? How are you dealing with the current situation? What is you know me? I'm a psychiatrist or psychologist. I do the deep dive. I go in.
Yeah, no, and it was funny is I told him, like, before I even went into Maverick to go fill the mugs and shit, I was like, I'm not looking forward to hearing more about that situation, because I don't like where it tends to go. And he's just like, yeah, well, I get that. And I'm just like going, yeah. And then later on that night, he was talking to me about it, and I'm like, I actually kind of really heavily empathize right now with where Alex is
your current
feeling.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like,
well, we've all been there at some point in our lives.
Yeah, exactly.
With our current or past partners.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody.
Yeah. That's part of why, like, when I was so torn up about it when I was going through it, like, that's part of why I like, he heard me over and over again. It was to do with his sister, so he was all like, blah, 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 blah. He was talking his own smack and stuff. But, like, at the time, if it was another female, he would have been like, goddamn bitch. But like, with his sister, it was a different kind of bitch.
Deep dive, but it was okay. Well, here's I just said it from my point of view. Okay, well, it could be because of this or this or this.
Yeah. But
you got a reminder that you're doing this and this and this for random kids, and we did a deep dive like a week's worth.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I'm done talking about it. It's starting to bug me because we're repeating.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, you do the same shit. I'm like, all right, well, we both need to fix our bullshit.
So like, so I don't want to go back into that mindset. But last night,
which also Judy asked you not to.
Yeah, and then last night,
or Calypso. Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah, and then
sorry kid.
Yeah, last night I was actually floored by the fact that I didn't end up going there.
Nice.
All I had to do was just listen to him talk about it, and then empathize a little bit, give him some ideas, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going back up there. And in fact, he acknowledged it, because I told him, like, when he came up here to visit one time, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that mentality and that mindset, and I'm trying, like, that's part of why, like, I haven't been talking to you a whole lot, is because every time I do, I get sucked into it, and I don't want to be there. And so, I put at distance, and he's just like, oh, okay. And then, like, he was a little annoyed by it, but then he was like, I get it.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so he kind of just let me do what I was going to do, and I told him, like, yeah, technically you're the one who told me to do that. And he's like, oh yeah, I did, didn't I? And then he's like, okay, cool.
Your words come back and bite you in the ass if you ain't careful.
Yeah.
I just accept it's like, well, you said this. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Or are you throwing it in my face? No, but you did say that. I'm like, okay, cool. I said that. Next.
Yeah. And so
doesn't bother me.
And so he actually, what's funny is he actually last night he thanked me for working on the stuff that I've been working on and giving him all of the space he needs to work through his stuff, basically, because of the fact that it's giving him an opportunity to be in his own world, in his own space, and
his own stuff.
Yeah,
work through it.
Because he also is insanely territorial, and so if I'm like trying to help him out at all, and then coming off as like overhandling it, even if I'm like barely touching it, then suddenly he's like, "Oh, you're micromanaging me," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I just barely poked you." But like, so me pulling away is what I did.
It's the mentality. Why are you telling me how to live my life? Because you asked me a question.
Yeah.
If you don't want the answer, be like, I just need you to sit here and listen while I vent for 20 minutes. Go. I'm gonna literally put a timer on when you hit 20 minutes. All right, we're done talking. I gotta piss. I've done that a few times.
What's funny is I actually a couple times he was getting really heated and getting really into it, and I just kind of looked at my phone and was listening to him. I told him, I'm listening. I'm just looking, just sending the wife a message so that she knows where I'm at. And he's like, and then first he stopped, took a breath, and he's like, I know. And then he kept going. He's like, I figured that's what you're doing. And then he took another beat like 10 minutes later, and he's like, looks over, he's like, did you break your phone again? And I'm like, no, wait, why? And he's like, just from the angle the screen looks, like with that background, it looked like it was broken or cracked. And I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, cool. I was gonna be like, buddy.
Well, he saw something. He mentioned it because he wanted to get himself off topic so we didn't accidentally drown in his own bullshit.
Yeah. He's actually
whether
talking about
he realizes it or not, it's a subconscious thing because everybody tries to change the subject, but it all goes back to the shit.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't work through your shit, it all goes back to it. That's what, like me. Well, you're this way. Yes, I'm a piece of shit and a complete asshole. Next. Wait, what? I accept what and who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Next subject, or can we like just move on to something different?
Yep.
Well, I still need to vent. Okay, you vent. I'm gonna sit here and just listen and just relax and enjoy the outside while you literally tell me your entire life story while I do nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, you do it with me sometimes, and I do it with you sometimes. It's usually just sit there and go,
yeah,
and just listen.
Pretty much. And what's funny and interesting is like a lot of times like I'll do a lot of the talking, or you'll do a lot of talking, and we just kind of bounce off like that, and then
that's why we do this so
yep,
well.
Yep. And then like what's funny is the wife will sit there and she'll listen to like the first hour of this, or first hour or two before she passes out, and she'll like remind me the next day. She'll be like, a lot of times it feels like you guys are like back and forth on who's holding the baton, and then at times you guys will occasionally accidentally talk over each other, but then like you've got such an even format with how you guys talk that like you keep talking about
it's a good flow.
Yeah, it's good flow. If you keep talking about bringing in Alex or something or someone else, and yet I don't know how that would work, and I'm like, it would work. We'd find it.
Either it'd be like Nephi and Potter coming on and like, well, what's your opinion? I got lost in what y'all were talking about. Just keep talking, and they just end up becoming part of the background because they can't keep up with the speed we go at because we've gotten so used to this with the podcasts and whatnot. It's just literally click, go.
Yep. It'd be like Fi would just literally just pull out his game and just be like, "You guys need me? I'm over here."
That's kind of what he does. I mean, you've seen me. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's actually talk directly to me. I'm watching shorts or watching the TV and listening to the shorts.
He'll literally have like his Raycon because I got him his Raycons for his birthday and shit, and he didn't expect it at all. And I'm like, I'm hunting for some good ones. He's like, I don't give a shit. Just give me something cool. I don't care. And I'm like, I'm gonna make sure they're good. It's just like okay. And then now it's to the point where like, because I came downstairs, because I heard the dog barking, and I'm like, oh shit! And then Mercari said, your thing has been delivered. And I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and go check. And went downstairs, and he's already in the kitchen with the earbud in his ear. And he's like, we're good. I already got my earbud in my ear. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And then I went back upstairs, and then later on that night we went to the gym, and he's like, these have an awesome bass. And I'm like, I need to get myself a pair. And then he's all like, yeah, I literally had them in my ear in the morning, and they were still going later on that night. I'm like, are you shitting me? And he's like, no. He's like, I think I'm not listening to something half of the day, but they still work really nice. And I'm like, wait, so if they're idle, that means the battery lasts longer. He's like, yeah, probably. And I'm like, I need my pair. And then I started doing the same shit, but yeah, no, he'll have his Raycon in his ear, his right ear. Yeah, Raycon, please sponsor us. And
right.
He'll have his Raycon in his ear, and he'll literally just have the TV playing in the background while he's on his phone, and he'll like flip through things, and it'll be like an hour or two of that while Amber's doing, or Clips is doing whatever she's doing with the kids or herself or whatever, and me, I'm just bouncing in and out because I'm often having to run around chasing children or whatever, and he'll be sitting there flipping through things, and the Raycon will be in his ear, and either he's playing something or it's not. And he just has his Raycon in his ear all the time.
I just leave it in there because it's just easier.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in a conversation or I really want to pay attention to the show. Just leave it in there because I'm just watching the show.
Yeah.
To learn a new fact or whatever.
And for me, like with my work and stuff, I could just put my headset over my head. And with the Samsungs I had, if it bumped it too much or even nudged it, it would autoplay or pause. And it bugged me because of the sensitivity. Plus, also the new pair was hurting my ear canal.
Because it was too big.
Yeah, I was like going, what the fuck? And so I put the Raycon in, and I waited about 30 minutes because I was having to adjust them constantly, and I waited about 30 minutes, and I'm like, wait, I'm not having to adjust them, and I'm also not feeling that same pinching. And then like 3 or 4 hours went by, and I'm like, don't I feel like I'm sweaty now, but not feeling the same pinching. And then like shift was ended, and kids were bugging me about Rainbow Friends and stuff, and I'm like, I also put them back in there, and then like found out that it only drained like 4 hours of the case and charged them within 30 minutes, and I'm like, whoa. And then I started, letting them sit in my ear for longer without playing anything, and I'm like, wait, it's been like 6-7 hours, and the thing's only down to 90%, and then I started playing something, for an hour or two, and it was like, okay, now it's at 80%, and I'm like, these are awesome.
No wonder he just puts it in his ear and goes on with his bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's got the same level of quality as Samsung, like the Samsung Buds and shit.
But they fit more comfortably.
I kind of like these better too. And like when you have them in both ears, you could turn the active noise cancellation on, and you can't hear shit. At least it's hard to.
Well, I like putting both in my ear if I'm doing something like Duolingo and whatnot, because I super dive into like the speech patterns.
I can hear more with monitoring with the Raycons than I ever could with the Samsungs.
Mm-hmm.
That threw me off. Like I was sitting there listening to the chapters, and I'm like, wait, I can hear more.
It's literally them taking the programming and stuff for the Samsungs, but it's just in a different case, in a different ear bud size. And my thing is, if that's the case, then it's a better case than the freaking Samsungs because they work 10 times better.
Not to mention they have better battery life. Because the Samsung case has a 20-hour battery life, debatable because, depending on what you use it for.
And how often you throw the headphones in charge.
Yeah, and then the earbuds themselves have 5 hours apiece for each earbud. And so technically you could do 5 and 5, or you could just do all 5, and it's just 5 hours only. But with the Samsung, or with the Raycons, they last about 9 hours, and that's if you blast full blast. But if you don't, they last about 12 to 13 hours. And if you don't even do that and you just play them off and on, they will literally last for a long time, and the case itself holds about 36 hours of battery. So...
Oh yeah, I only have to charge it like once every 3 or 4 days because if I'm not using my headphones and literally just running around.
Yep.
Sometimes I forget I have it in my ear and just go do shit.
Yeah, they're kind of insane. And also, I was sitting there playing with the JBLs that I had, and I was talking to the wife on the phone a couple times, and I'm like, hey, can you hear me or not? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, wait, how good? And she's like, I mean, it's really, really good. Wait, why? And I'm like, I'm using the JBL. She's like, I didn't even notice. And then I asked her about the Raycons, and she's like, no, just as good. And I'm like, she's like, actually, I can hear you better on these than I did with the Samsungs. And I'm like, how is that possible?
It's because of the microphone they use. And they also, I think, because the way they build the headphone itself, it doesn't, because it's not the thicker plastic. Sounds terrible. You won't run over them with the car. It's like, but that means it's a thicker plastic, which means it mutes me and mutes what I'm hearing, because the plastic's so thick, because they might be able to withstand a nuclear blast, but that doesn't help me, dude. I'm just a normal guy. I just need regular, decent headphones that last forever.
Yeah.
If I break them, I'll buy a new set.
Yeah.
That's
true. The one thing that their Raycons are missing is the Find My Earbud feature that the Samsungs have.
I never worry about that.
I'm sure. Yeah. Like if the earbud falls in your ear or it goes missing, probably it's gone forever unless you can find it. But the Samsungs, they have that feature where it'll beep.
Well, it's like the phone. If I hit where's phone, it'll go bing bing.
Yeah.
On the phone. That's what I like.
Yeah, that's the phone. What the phone has. The earbuds don't have that. So if you lose them, you lose them. But like, you know, hopefully you can find them. But yeah, that's the one thing I can say. The only
time I've got close.
Everything else is so awesome though.
Because I'm moving or shaking too much. If I have the Raycon in my ear, if it falls, because it only falls out when I have my hood on.
Yeah. So
it falls out and okay, put it back in my ear.
It's only been a couple times the Raycon's actually fallen out of my ear.
2 or 3 times they've fallen out of my ears. It's literally fallen to my hoodie, or literally it falls out and I put out my hand and it falls directly in my hand.
Yeah.
I literally know exactly where it's going to fall because of the weight of it. It's literally.
Yep.
And go.
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about it. Every once in a while I'll adjust them because, you know, your muscles in your body flexing because you're thinking or whatnot, and your face is moving, so it moves the entire muscle.
Yeah.
So.
I have to say, though,
they're like way better than I thought they'd be, because you're like really. I'm like, okay, whatever. I buy like little shit ones because they last me fucking for years. Screw it.
That's because of the fact that I like having a really good set of earbuds, and I don't like gifting bullshit.
No, I get that. I fully get that.
I'm an audiophile.
Like, okay, whatever. Well, no, I'm an audiophile, but also with my brain process, it's like either I get a piece of shit or I get something that'll work great. So screw it, go either way. If I don't like it, I'll just buy the next freaking higher notch up.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah, what's funny is he was actually my Raycon guinea pig. Because I was like, just depending on how he liked them as to whether I was going to get my own pair. But I also did a lot of research beforehand. So I wasn't, like I said, gifting him bullshit, because I don't want to spend money for his birthday.
On something that's a piece of crap.
Yeah, when people in general don't really gift too much of anything. So I wanted to be able to do a cool thing for him, and for him to not be like, well, this is bullshit, to be like, shit. So,
it happens.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I just, that's just me. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed having them, and I know that I talked a little bit about the audiobook stuff. When I was listening to the playback, because I'm a very audio-driven guy, a lot of the people around me are not, so not much of a difference when it comes to being able to test out who hears more than what. Generally, I'm around people who are half-deaf, or people who just have not as sensitive ears. But for me, when I was listening to some of the audiobook recordings, I could hear like things that are in the recording that I couldn't hear before, which is weird. And I say that because Samsung is known for their quality, but they're also, and that's why they're expensive. But they're also known for you know, for people like me being able to hear things that are in the recording that others can't. And like I can hear the lows, and then I can hear the highs and the mids really well. And so like I'll hear the breaths, or I'll hear like, I was listening to watch a lot of videos where they were watching for like breaths and you know, or you know, things that you naturally come out of your mouth when you're talking, and stuff that you don't even notice. And when I was listening to using the Raycons to listen to the audio tracks, because I was like, fuck it, I'll use them. And I was listening to them, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can hear a lot more now with these than I could before. And so suddenly I was getting a little bit more deeper as far as editing, which is probably gonna be a good thing when I have to submit it to Amazon. But like,
right.
But like I was sitting there,
the new thing we gotta check with your with the new laptops before I get mine, or
Yeah.
Before Judy uses it, see if it attaches to the Bluetooth easily.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Because my whole thing is it Bluetooth compatible? Because it's Bluetooth compatible. I love having one set for my laptop, one set for my phone. Because I'll take my other set, the one or two others I got in my bags of crap, which I actually got to go through and organize my
Bluetooth
stuff.
5.3.
Nice. So I'll end up connecting the over-the-shoulder,
Yeah.
and I'll just connect them. So that way when we're playing like Faz,
Yep.
like we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
it'll literally be...
Yeah. No, it's gonna be awesome.
You'll be able to hear me and stuff.
Not only that, but you'll be walking down the hallway and you'll just attach your Raycons to it, and then you'll hear like shit that you didn't hear before, and you'll be like, "Oh shit!" And we'll be like, "What happened?" Like, shut up. Ghost's gonna be behind you. I hear shit I didn't hear before.
No, because I hooked up my
So wife's got JBLs with me. She'll also be hearing awesome stuff that she didn't hear before. You'll hear shit that you didn't hear before, and me, I'll be like,
I was actually
"That's not
using
normal."
my Bluetooth when I didn't come over.
Yeah.
We were just playing at random, and I was playing with other
Yeah.
crazy people I've met online and kind of made friends with. Kind of like, if I lived closer, who is? But
Yeah.
anywho, it's kind of the thing of, you know, what and who I am. It's my brain goes, okay, I like these because I can hear certain things from a specific direction
Yeah.
now compared to the other ones. Because I had a couple of the JBLs where I've had it in my ear connected to the laptop and literally playing fast, and I hear it over here, but I only have this earphone in, so I can still interact with the people around me.
Yeah, which is natural.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing with the Samsungs, is I would have the right earbud in, and then I'd have the left earbud out, so that way I could hear the kids, and I could hear their stuff, and not just be in the game.
Well, me, I always like having it in my left ear, because
Mhm.
it's just in and listen.
Yeah.
So, because I don't like having it in my right ear. I don't know, even the right earbud itself, it fits better in the right ear because it's got the curve.
So you're the left ear
But
guy, and I'm the right ear guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because this one's my pay attention to the small sounds in the background, just listen. This one's interaction with everything else around me. 'Cause
Yeah.
Plus, with this ear, I hear better,
Yeah.
like with voices and stuff, with my right ear. And so, since I'm right dominant with most of my body, which is kind of the shitty part that I fucked up my right leg, but it's because I'm right dominant, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why the right knee and ankle fuck up more than the left side.
Yeah.
So because that's my dominant side and I can hear and interact with stuff around me, that's why I always leave it in my left ear, because if it's in my left ear, I can still interact with everything, including other shows and kids and stuff, while just letting whatever noise is going on in the background or whatever podcast I'm listening to or audiobook. I can do 3 things at once. I can
Makes
literally
sense.
watch a show, listen to the book, not even realize I was listening to the book, go backwards like 20 seconds to a minute, and be like, oh, okay, I didn't miss anything, and just keep going.
Yeah.
I do that on the YouTube. If I miss something, I back up and I'm like, okay, yeah, no, the video that they're showing that they're reacting to is exactly what I thought it would be. Okay, move on
Yeah.
and just go.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I feel like for me the right ear, which is why when my right ear kept going in and out.
Yeah, you got really pissed about this.
I was so pissed because I'm so used to just having it in my right ear.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right ear dominant.
Yeah, it's
With
very
sound.
Yeah, very right ear dominant with sound. Like, even though my left ear hears just as good as my right ear, I still have a preference for this ear for some stupid reason.
I have a preference to keep it in my left ear because it's the quieter ear.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing something like Duolingo, sometimes I'll take out both because I hear better in the right ear, so I can hear the pronunciation better.
Yeah.
For doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got 90% of Arabic memorized already on how the words go together. I don't have all the words memorized, but I have a good portion memorized where it's like, okay, that's boop, 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 boop. Check. Bing, you got it right. You didn't have to check the shit.
Yeah.
Or you didn't actually fully, like, touch any of the clues that we give you on the freaking thing, and I just go.
Yep.
So,
I need to actually start practicing Duolingo. Is it
It's fun.
free?
yeah. I decided to do the, go for the subscription, the yearly subscription for the $83 and something.
So I'm thinking about learning Spanish.
Because, well, for me, I want to
Again.
learn Arabic because of the way the Arabic language is spoken, and with a lot of people being coming over to America, and also people I know who have that twang,
Yeah.
and how they pronounce stuff different. I want to know why. Like America's not American. It's I can't remember. I have to pull up my phone, but we're broadcasting on the phone, so I literally have to go into it.
I know it's
American.
Yeah, America or something like that. I pronounced
America.
it. Yeah, I spelled it out for the wife and said apparently America is actually this in Arabic, and I'm confused.
What is it? Hang on. Syria is Syria or Syria
Yeah.
or something because they don't put the N in it because they're just saying what the name of the country is.
This is like caffeinated.
It's actually pretty damn good.
Caffeinated lemonade. It actually is. It's pretty damn good. I'm surprised.
I mean, I'm a big lemonade fan. That's why the other one, the lime, I'm like, all right, lemon and lime. I'll try each one because I like both
200
flavors.
milligrams of caffeine in this can, and it's caffeinated lemonade. It's weird how good it is.
Yeah, the carbohydrates is the part where I have the issue, but that's the 5 grams. That's where the 15 calories come
I
in.
might have to get more of this shit.
I mean, yeah, but I mean that's not half bad though for what it is. Oh, it's from Kentucky. Well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's from Kentucky. I think there's a lot of southern states do that shit.
Well, let's see. In Oklahoma, in Shawnee,
Yeah.
where basically she was born.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the one thing I liked about that town, or I should say that I liked that was in town, there was a Dr. Pepper factory in town.
Yeah.
So if I really wanted to be a lunatic, I literally just go to the factory. Hey, can I buy like, how much is buying a crate of just caffeine-free, sugar-free Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Like, we don't make that. Do you make Dr. Pepper Zero? Yeah. How much is a case of that? Well, that's this much. Okay, I want to buy the case.
Yeah.
How are you going to fit in your little car? What about that? Just buy me the case, bring it out to my car. I got this.
Yeah.
That was like the one benefit about living in that town, because no matter what restaurant you went to, no matter whether it was Coke, Pepsi, or any other sort of soda, you had fucking Dr. Pepper 99% of the places in town, because the damn local plant was DP, Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper, so it's like, I ain't got to worry about it, homie. I got my Dr. Pepper every day, any day of the week. Fuck off.
Makes sense.
Because on the Coke side of most of the vending, or the soda machines,
Mm-hmm.
Coke side, Dr. Pepper. Pepsi side, Dr. Pepper. Bitch.
Makes sense.
No matter what restaurant I went to, and because I worked at gas station locally, I literally saw Dr. Pepper every day, so I'm like, I got my drink.
Yeah.
I'm covered. Screw the rest of it.
Yeah. No, I like Mountain Dew myself.
Yes, you're drinking Rocky Mountain Piss.
Yes. But I want to like.
I'm full of Dr. Pepper.
I like. Do you remember the old the Mountain Dew that was coming out years and years ago?
Which one? You mean the Mellow Yellow, the Coke
No,
version,
it's
or
the one that claimed to be old
the
fashioned.
hell?
Huh?
Verified to connect. What's it saying?
We have detected an activity during a current live with verification. To
Oh,
continue
just
live.
one. No, on the thing.
What? Here, you do that.
Oh, you gotta move the thing into the center. Verification.
Okay. What, do I need to like scroll on the thing?
There's a little like puzzle piece
Okay.
that fits in the middle of the puzzle, or they'll like move it somewhere on that line.
Mm.
I didn't see it on the first one. I saw it on the second one.
Yeah.
So clearly on the first one it blended in too much.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like, okay, clearly you can't see this, so we have to pronounce a hair bit more the lines.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I'm still weirded out by how much bigger I am than I was when I was in my early 20s.
I mean, look at me.
Yeah.
I just am.
Yeah. Well, you're
I mean,
about the
even
same
when
size.
I was skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw me when I was 170. I'm literally back to that size, but I'm 200.
Yeah.
I'm literally back to 170 size at 200 pounds.
And I remember
which
when I
means
told you you were
it's
half the man you
mostly
used to be.
muscle.
I remember when you were half the man you used to be. When I came into the kitchen area here, and you had been going to the gym for a while and shit.
For like a year or
Yeah,
two.
you were like shirtless and shit, and you came up and you're like you were messing with something in the kitchen. I think he was putting your food together. And I was like looking at you, and I'm like, just staring for a minute. And you're like, what? Yes, can I help you? And I'm like, just continue to stare. And you're like, are you okay, homie? And I'm like, you're half the man you used to be. And you're just kind of stood there. You're like, thank you. Okay. And I'm like, what? And you just like, you're like, you're the one staring.
Yeah, it's like,
you're like, I bulked out, I've lost weight. What of it? And I'm like, it's cool and weird at the same time. You're like, I'll take it.
I mean, that is my mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're not trying to make fun of me. Okay, we're good, fuck it.
Yeah.
You need to fix it, though, because you're like half the head you used to be.
Speaking of the joke, there's a tap back.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's cool too though, because like
well, I mean, now you're seeing it. You're half the man you used to be, but yet you feel healthier because it's like, yes, I don't have all that fat, all that excess bullshit weight. Just 90% of it's water weight.
Yeah, what's
80
funny
to
is
90% of it. Yeah.
I told Kristen today, the lady that it was a physical therapist. I told her today while we were there. I was like, yeah. I showed her old pictures of me, and I was like, that's what I used to look like forever ago, in my early 20s. And she's like, oh wow.
Yeah,
I'm like
10 plus years ago.
And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'd fit that jacket anymore. It's the Smallville jacket, the blur one.
The tiny one, yeah.
The red one. And she's just like, was that yours? I'm like, no, it's the guy that worked at 7-Eleven. I wanted to wear it. And Nico was with me, so Nico took the picture. Of course,
Nico took the picture.
And then the guy, and she was all like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to take the jacket anymore. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because I replaced my fat with muscle.
Yeah, now my shoulders are too big to fit in that tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like me always talking to you about me. Why do I get the 1X, 2X, or at the smallest, like medium or large? Because I'm so... It's just like, this feels so...
Yeah.
Like... But I like feeling compacted because then it's like you can see all the fucking ripples.
Yeah.
And stuff. But the other issue is, because I can't... Give me another year, I'll be able to. Because when I was, like, tiny at 170, ripped the fucking shit, or as ripped as I can get, in my opinion, because I like to keep hydrated, and don't like to dehydrate myself, I was literally, I could fit a small, but because I'm as tall torso as I am linky with my legs, because I'm literally 50-50 on my body size, but I think I'm like an inch or two higher with the upper body. It literally, the shirt like just sits here and just floats and like doesn't hang out the shirt, so I'm always having to tuck it in and like drag it down, which shows my shoulders more. But it's like, why can't you make fucking small shirts that are built for guys who are tall? Yeah. I need to go to the big and tall store just to get a small long shirt.
Yeah.
It's annoying as shit. That's why I bought this one off Temu, because I mean the extra large or large fits me and it's long enough, so it's like, because I got like 2 or 3 of the white ones downstairs and I won't put them on until next week, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like them because they're breathy, they're roomy. I don't have to worry about feeling compacted.
Yeah.
Plus, they're long enough.
Pretty much.
I hate wearing short shirts because whenever I lean or do something, they come out of the back and literally have this air spot in the back on my back, at my pants, where the undershirt or whatever pulls up, or the regular shirt just pulls up, and it's like, fucker.
Yeah.
It's like, that's so annoying. I mean, it's got to be a bitch, because I mean, even Reacher, him getting all of his clothes at like, like DI and Savers, the brand name of store.
They knew
thrift store.
Yeah, the thrift stores that were
or not thrift. It's
One of them was a suit store.
Well, no. That was the one for the suit, but the other one he goes to the. I think it is called a thrift store. It's literally just used clothes. Yeah. I mean, that's gotta be hard, because even me going to DI locally, Deseret Industries, people, just that's what I'm talking about, just in case you don't know what DI is, because you're not a local crazy Utah. But excuse me. It's the thing of, I literally see or try something on, and it's like, they don't have my size. That's why I got 34s. Because even if I unbuckle the buckle, I get a little bit more belly room. But it's I know how tight I need my belt, so 34 is the perfect size. Because if you undo the buckle, it's literally 36.
Yeah.
So I don't need to buy 36s. That's what I was saying to you. You could probably wear a 34.
Yeah, I mean, I probably could. I mean, what's crazy is I think it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I think it might have been 3 years ago actually, I was wearing a 44, 42.
Yeah, when you were a fat ass.
Yeah, when I gained a lot of water weight.
Well, when I first started dragging to the gym, the gym is like, shut up, you don't enjoy it. And now you're like, let's go. I'm like,
yeah.
yes.
And now I'm grabbing the 36s and the 38s and just putting the belt on and being fine with it. I'm just like, how the hell did I go down that size? Like,
I'm a 34,
so many sizes.
I'm between a 34 and a 36. I might be a 35, so that's why I buy the smaller and just don't buckle the top buckle. But I can even, when my hands cooperate, I can buckle the top buckle.
Yeah.
But it likes to pop open, so I'm like, okay, I'm a 35. So
Yeah.
I don't buckle the top buckle and just use the belt to keep it closed.
Yeah.
That works the best for me.
It's probably why my brother is intimidated by me, actually, is because of the fact that I slimmed up and then I bulked out.
Bulk the fuck out.
Bulked the fuck out.
Well, that's the funny part. It's like, well,
lost a lot of weight.
should I do a cut or should I do a bulk? Why not cut with your eating, with your food, but bulk out by just lifting heavy weight still?
Yeah.
Because if you find the right medium, that's why I'm like, oh, with the carnivore diet, because I still feel energized, and if I'm feeling sleepy or something, but I know I want to drag you to the gym or we're gonna watch a TV show and stay up a little late.
Yep.
I literally go and get me a snack and meat and just eat, and then I'm up for another 2-3 hours, and then I can just pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's why, like, earlier, Mom didn't eat all of her beef from the 17 after tax dollar roast we got from her work.
Yep.
We had it sliced at a 2 diameter.
Yeah.
The second notch. Instead of like a 1 or 1.5, so that way it wasn't too thin.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally watching the guy cut it. And it's literally, we came home, I cooked up mine, she cooked, and then I cooked up hers, threw it in the air fryer to like get it a little crispy. I ate all of mine. She only ate a little bit of hers and put hers away because she was filled. I ate all of mine because we're with the working out constantly. I know I'm burning so much freaking fuel, and if I eat freaking all the meat fat and the protein from the meat, I just walk the fuck out. I mean, you've seen it. I might use light weights, but I do a buttload of freaking reps.
Yes.
I enjoy the shit out of that. But anywho, let's go to season 2 because you were talking about the fun part that you liked about the end of season 1 is literally the whole factory blew the fuck up, and then he's walking out like it was hurt.
Yeah, no, season 2 is like, season 1 was funny as season 1 ends, and like the wife was like, so how did season 1 end? I'm like, with a bang. And then she's
Quite
like,
literally.
and she's all like, wait. She looked at me, at first she kind of went, and then she went, what do you mean by that? And I'm all like, with a bang.
Like, literally.
As in the warehouse they went into blew the fuck up, and a lot of people died. And Jack Reacher just burned some guy alive. Like, it was literally Punished Warzone, only with less cheese, and he threw the guy in the fire. In fact, the guy fell into the fire.
Yeah, he literally got covered in the chemicals he was using to try to make fake $100 bills from, like, pretend ones from the 90s.
Yeah.
And literally, he got covered in Reacher just said, bitch, get off me. He literally tripped and fell into a box, like 3 or 4 boxes that were already lit on fire, and he went, poof, ah!
Yeah.
And then dead.
Yeah, it's funny because the
I
way
don't really
they
laugh about it because it's a TV show. Nobody actually died.
Yeah, the way that they portrayed the first season villain's death was just as poetic as the second season's death.
Oh yeah,
like
extremely.
Like I knew what they were gonna
like,
do with the finale of season 2 with the way they built it up.
I like how in season 2 they went back to the 110 and how it became what it was.
Yeah.
Why they're so close to each other and how it fell apart because it had nothing to do with them. It was the stupid politics bullshit.
I have a theory
Literally.
that season 1 was very much about Jack Reacher getting lost and then running into these people from a foreign town that he doesn't know.
It's not even foreign, it's just backwoods.
For him it's foreign. And he didn't know that it existed. And then what happens is through the finding out about how his brother died, and then through learning about how his brother was again, and everything, you start exploring more of who Jack Reacher is, and start realizing, you start asking the question of, is Jack Reacher running away from his past or himself? And then season 2 is about his past running into him and running him over, and about him reconnecting the dots. And so I'm wondering if season 3 is going to be another version of that with a whole different crew. Because I really liked how season 2 was.
I think it'll be him either getting with the chick from the first season and that turning into something, because that's where he felt most comfortable, or him actually finding somebody to be able to connect in a way where it's not just a slight connection, it's a full connection, where he ends up being able to be a regular, like, somebody's giving frowny faces, or no, actually I think that's just...
But that's just their name, I think.
Yeah, okay, we're good. Well, no, I saw frowny faces, so I'm like, the fuck? no, but we're good.
You're spoiling shit!
I mean, I spoil everything, because I literally tell you what the next season's gonna be. Either
I did rate this S for spoilers, just so you know.
And I rated it B for bullshit. But anyway,
you had to go there.
Of course. You said S, I say B, it's bullshit because I don't care about everybody's opinion, kiss my butt.
Yeah.
But anywho, moving on. It's the funny part that I think in season 3, it'll come full circle as him, like, becoming and, you know...
Yeah.
You get to know more about him, or him coming to realize why he's actually running. It's not him running. It's what I was saying at the end of season 2. He's literally, it's him trying to find out where he fits in the United States with the way he grew up, with having a military dad and his mom being German, and all the little pieces of the puzzle coming to full circle to either end or bring him to so close to an end in season 3 that season 4 is literally him turning into a regular guy. And turning into a good father.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
I am wondering if we're both kind of on the right track there, because it really seems like both crews kind of gave our main character, more and more dimension and more humanity.
Showed who he truly was, yeah.
Yeah. Like, because he's this guy who is so simplistic, so minimalistic, that you don't even know, like, they brought in songs that he likes, apparently. They brought in music. So
the blues and stuff he likes.
So you find out more about him and what his interests are. And yet, because the guy barely even has a phone on him, it's not like he's going through his Spotify and checking out his greatest hits, or, you know, going through any of that stuff. He's like
anti-technology. All I need is
he's playing stuff on
toothbrush,
DJ,
and find the local thrift store to buy new clothes.
Yeah, literally by the end of the season, like, they get a hold of a buttload of cash, and they're like, so what are you going to do with your money? And, like, you know, normally they have all these little lofty goals with their money and stuff. And he's just like, I do need a new toothbrush. Because he lost the other one. It was pretty funny.
It's just the simplicity of the character, and, like, all I need is a toothbrush.
Yeah.
I'll just leave the money in my account, or just grab out cash from my account if and when I need to buy stuff.
Yeah.
It's so minimalist. It takes people like me who like minimalizing a lot of stuff to, like, go, that means I gotta get away from this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to make a collection so that way when I have my own place again, I don't have to worry about it, and I have stuff to put places.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where my brain goes.
Yeah.
Because I understand the whole minimalist stuff, but I mean, especially with you and you talking about how you want to build up and have stuff that represents you in your room in there, and especially with the picture in the back that has to do with your books.
Yeah.
My brain goes, you don't like being a minimalist, where I am, like, minimalist to the kind of, not as bad as Reacher, but pretty damn close, because I'm like, okay, I have clothes, I have a car,
I'm a lot more minimalist than I used to be.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying your minimalist is different than mine because of the way I express myself and show myself so fully. I don't need the things that you need, or the things that make you comfortable. For me, I just am.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable in who and what I am.
Yeah,
To the extreme, you're even like, how, why, like, you even ask me questions like, I don't get it. And I'm like, I don't know. That's just.
I grew up with a hoarder.
Well,
like,
I mean,
a very much a hoarder, and like.
I mean, literally, look at my two who raised me. Who's the hoarder?
Yeah. No, I
have the same inclination, but I hoard specific things.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing is for me.
And that's the same with you.
Yeah, I hoard a lot of specific shit, and I've had to really minimalize a lot of shit. Like, if you were to take all the stuff we have now in this house, for instance, and then combine it with the stuff that's already in our storage shed, you'd start realizing that the shit that I have now is surprisingly ridiculously more honed in and specific, as opposed to what we used to.
It's DBZ, Wolverine. Okay,
yeah.
I'm good.
I'm actually starting to fulfill a goal I had years ago, which was to actually fill up my own room with art. Whereas before, I would always talk about doing that and then never end up doing it. So, progress.
See, reach your goals.
Yeah.
For me, it literally because
reach your goals. Reach your goals.
Reach your goals. Yeah. But
I had to.
It's not where I was going, but I like where your brain connected the dots.
Rim shot.
Rim shots the back to the where you go for the back to the throat, which you just hit her cheek. Damn it, I missed. I won't give up.
Yeah.
Bring it. But anywho, it's for me. It's more of the. I'm on this year's literally minimize anything and everything I have to do. Just try to save up money, if and where I can, and literally just sit there and go, and just let it happen.
Yeah.
Because getting more in, especially with mnemonics and stuff, how that's like literally been thrown at me the last year and a half, 2 years almost.
Yeah.
How it gets keep throwing me more and more. I did deep dive, and actually because of how the Chinese New Year is slightly different, I thought and always acted that I was bored. But looking at it, because my birthday's before the end of the dog year, I'm actually a dog. But I still have boar tendencies. So it's like, like with the thing Calypso sent me about like my astronomical thing. She sent me the link. Yeah. It's like you're 30% earth, 30% fire, 30% air. I'm like, and like 10% water. I'm like, well, that's fucking off because the air and the water flip-flop by the way I interact with it, because I was raised near water, so water's my like love. I love fluid.
For me, it's weird because it's like
it's the way the wind works.
I grew up around water myself on the West Coast, and
for me it was the East Coast. So
you would in California, just to put in perspective, because when I was the few times we've gone to like Antelope Island, for instance, or gone to like anywhere that there's like a lake or a river or anything nearby, I get this weird sensation when I'm like there, of like it's not moving. Because when I was over at and my wife would be like, it is moving, the water's having ripples and people are in it and stuff, and I'm like, that's not what I mean. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like,
it's way different when you're on the coast. Yeah.
When you're near the ocean, like Pacific coast,
Atlantic,
or the Atlantic, I'm sure the Atlantic's the same. When you go to the Pacific coast, it's just got a different hum to it, different vibration to it. When you're on the beach,
between the
you
Pacific
feel
to the Atlantic
yeah.
is the Pacific, because there's less room between the two coasts. It's a different type of ripple effect with the energy. On the East Coast, the ripple effect is bigger because there's more room in between.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've literally been to both coasts.
Yep.
I literally know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm an East Coast boy, it's like literally just leave me at the beach, dude.
I badly
let me have a tent. I'm gonna fucking own this section of the beach. Just leave me alone. Let me live here.
One of the reasons why I badly want to take the kids to the beach in California is to show them where their daddy came from, and to show them where, the origins of me were at. Because you laugh and stuff, but my kids have never met the ocean.
it's not really a laugh. It's more of an enjoyable snicker.
Yeah.
Because I see where you're going with it, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, like, I also need to take...
It's not laughing at you.
I also need to take a portion, not all of it, but a small, tiny portion of Mom's ashes and take it to the Pacific Ocean, where I grew up in IB in California, and then a small percentage of it to Honolulu, Hawaii. You know why? One of the things Mom requested before she died was that I take some of the ashes, just a small portion,
And put it in the oceans.
and put it in the oceans, because that's
for me,
because that's where we grew up. That's where we came from.
it's not even like after I'm dead. It's just I want to do it while I'm alive. I want to be able to have enough money to go to Okinawa. That's literally where I was made.
Isn't that Japan?
That's where I was made.
I'd love to take.
I want
I'd
to
love
go
to take her to
Okinawa, Japan, and literally I'm just gonna find the most like spot that's not touched by like building of cities or like a garden or park in there. I'm just literally gonna find a spot and just go sit and zone out for freaking 3 hours. I'll literally get there, set a 3-hour timer, and just go into the ether as far as I'm concerned, like meditate and just be gone.
I literally take Calypso then to Okinawa, Japan, or somewhere in Japan, because that's where she's been wanting to go her entire life too.
I mean, we still gotta make me the shirt made in Japan.
Yeah.
And then underneath it have Okinawa, Japan, like have a little like Japanese picture with like dot.
Serious bucket list type stuff.
Oh, for me that's
traveling.
not even bucket list. I'll be on my
Hawaii.
dip.
Go back to Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii, where I was born.
Everybody always wants to take me to Hawaii. I don't
Go
want to
back
go to
to
Hawaii. I just want to go
the
to Japan.
Pacific Ocean and visit it for a little while again, because the last time we really were there was when her and I were both in our late teens, early 20s. And then...
Well, if y'all go out to Cali, then y'all gotta come with me when I go back to Virginia.
And then, I mean, fuck, we'd go back there too. I've been to like 7, 8 states already. And then...
Virginia
Japan.
and for me, it's Okinawa, Japan, then go to the ocean.
Yeah.
Wherever it's closest. Literally go to Okinawa, spend an hour in nature, or 3 hours in nature, just like meditate to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Go to the water, collect a little bit of it for my own personal collection. Go to Virginia Beach, collect a little bit of the water off the coast, and just sit there and enjoy the beach for an hour or two. Then literally go with you guys to the west coast or wherever it is you want to go. Go to the beach, collect water, and then literally go to Shawnee, Oklahoma, collect the water from the freaking Shawnee Lake.
Yep.
Come back here, collect water from either Willard Bay or the Great Salt Lake, or possibly both, and just figure out where I need to live my last freaking 30, 40 years of my life, and just a fucking period.
Yeah.
Literally have enough money to just go. I can do whatever I want. I'm not connected to any land because with my genealogy and with the blood work done by Judy, Calypso, Rusty, Dad, and Brenda, Mom, I literally have connections everywhere in the world. I can prove my lineage is no more than like 5 to 10 generations back, and I can have literally a freaking passport for all those directions because I literally can prove I come from those areas. This is literally my land. Because Israel's the one I gotta go to. Another one is Italy, for shits and giggles. One to flip off the Vatican, bunch of pricks. And 2, just to go for, like I said, shits and giggles. England, Scotland, Ireland, what's the North's country? Begins with D. Well, I want to go to Sweden, but the other one is
Sweden's awesome.
Sweden, Norway, and I think it's Delaware or something. Look it
My
up on
brain
maps.
kept saying Delaware, even though that's technically a state.
Well, I mean, states are literally just stolen names for other places. So, I mean...
Cool Kid Talks says my pronouns are it, they.
Good for you, homie.
Cool story, buddy. You else say anything?
No, it's just people swinging in, scrolling through the lives.
Alright. Let's see here.
Yay, we hit 90 minutes. Okay.
Woo! See
World
here.
map.
World map.
And just go to images. Shut up, bitch. No, go to the first one. Click on it. No, any of these. Double tap. That's about as close as you can get. But it's Norway. Yeah, just Norway and Sweden. There's another one over there, and I can't remember. Denmark.
Denmark?
Yeah, Denmark, right there. Because it's in the same area. It's the North's region.
Yeah.
I literally want to go there and go to Germany for shits and giggles. I literally want to travel the world and go everywhere where I know my genealogy comes from.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. No,
I want to save up money in the last, 10 to 30 or 40 years of my life. I'm literally just going to travel the fucking world, go everywhere, collect water or dirt, or both, from every region where my family comes from, where I've lived my life, where I've had actual experiences, and literally just have me a collection of, this is where I'm from, this is where I'm from, this is my everything. And it'll literally be in a room just for sitting there meditating. Just the energies from all those places in one room. Dude, I already know. Because I'm already seeing the picture. Me doing all of that in a room like bookcases with all of it and then labeled from where they come from. Me just having a spot in the middle to just sit and meditate. Dude, I might just leave. Bing! It's your birthday. You made it to 100.
And then become one with the force.
Become one with everything.
Yep.
I mean, that is my end goal anyways. I mean, you've heard me talk about it.
Yeah, I have. It's funny is today Russell was trying to talk smack about death and shit, and he basically was acting like my loss is far worse than anyone else's. Is how he was acting,
especially his mom
and everything like that.
But
because
that's a personal thing. It's like, okay, that's your mom, but remember, it's also his mom that died. So it's like the same experience. It's just from different angles because you're older when your mom died than he was. So I mean, no offense, you cried for 24 to 48 hours like a fucking ballin' baby, dude. I look like the asshole because when we were told Nanny died, I went, oh, okay. Yeah. Because I knew it was coming. I literally felt it.
Yeah.
It's like Obi-Wan in New Hope literally feeling everybody die on the planet. I literally felt when she... Yeah. I felt it a few days before because her spirit had left her body, but her body wasn't fully dead, but I felt it when her body physically died. Yeah. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I knew before he got the call. As soon as he got the call, I'm like, okay, it's Nanny. Yeah. And he literally told me, I'm like, oh, that's what I thought.
Literally, as we were walking down the aisles, I was so, consumed by, just straight up fucking annoyance. Because,
the bullshit he's...
Yeah, because he was all like, oh, why do you look so pissed? And I'm like, I'm not really that pissed right now. And he's like, well, you look pissed. He was trying to rile me up. And I'm like...
I don't think he was trying to rile you up. I think that comes off because he doesn't know how to properly proclaim what he's looking for.
Right. But
so that's always how it comes off. Even though that's not his true intent.
Yeah.
But, we've talked about the little demon on the shoulder.
Yeah, he was really trying to provoke it, though, some part of him was. And then I finally just was like, well, I'm just feeling off because my grandfather died and shit like that. And I was, just kind of just saying a thing offhand. He's like, well, at least it isn't like you getting a call at this time, and it isn't like this, this, and this. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
When he said that, did you hear what I said? Dude, just shut up with that shit.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear what he said.
I didn't even freaking jump down and say, shut up.
Yeah, because he was trying to be well, my pain's worse no matter what it is. I'm superior, and it's like, dude, all I did was tell you what I'm feeling off about. Yeah.
And he's like, well, you didn't hear it from Facebook because not even his. Well, it is because he's married to mom, but it's literally Aunt Paula's grandson died. The nephew.
They fucking try to jump down my throat. I'm like, motherfucker, please.
My pain's worse. No, your pain's not worse. Everybody has their pain.
Yeah.
How you deal with it determines whether or not it's worse, and it's only worse because you're either a piece of shit or a decent fucking human.
Yeah. And as we were like walking out of the store, I very clearly heard your nanny's voice in my head going, "He needs to shut up." I was like,
he doesn't
right.
realize what his stupid mouth says because he's not the one running the show. 99% of the time, it's like, dude, get off your fucking high horse, because guess what? It ain't all that high, and you actually look like a midget on it.
Yeah.
Because it's a little fucking donkey. Shut up.
Yeah.
Or it's a goddamn mini mule. Jeez freaking Louise. But yeah, no, I kept poking. Okay, Russell, stop. Or, okay, dude, we're not going there.
Yeah.
Why do you think, last time we went and played games, like, freaking 2 weeks back before the cousin's, funeral,
Yeah, the one cousin.
I was just like, I just left the damn house.
Yeah.
I got told what time, or that we were doing it on this day. I literally just got in the car and
Yeah.
just a fracking period. Because I knew if I got in the car with him, he'd try some shit, so I'm like, I'm gone. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, my
He started to get ready and leave, so I just got up and just a fracking period. But anywho,
one of my last living grandfathers, George, my dad's dad, but not really.
your dad's
My dad's adopted father, passed
dad
away
proclaimed by law.
by law of marriage, that sort of thing, and he died at about, I think it was 3:30 this morning, which is funny because Amber got annoyed by it when she heard about what happened with her dad, because she's like, okay, you got told at 2:30. Well, guess what? We got told at 3:30. Shut up. And it was like an hour difference. Get over yourself. And
Grow the fuck up.
yeah, no, she literally told him that, like, because he was like getting all witchy over the phone with her, and she's all like, no offense, Dad, but you got told an hour difference, and just because you got told something at a different time than we did does not make you superior. Shut the hell up. And he's like, whoa. She's like, nope, not talking to you. Bye. Click.
Good.
And because she's not gonna deal with it anymore. But I was sitting there and I was, talking to her about
I wonder if that's
and,
why he was pushing at you to see if you tell him to fuck off too.
Yeah, no, she, well, I was trying to be nice about it in Sam's Club. And I didn't like the fact that he's like, well, you need to move out of the way because this nice lady's walking by. And I'm just like, you always take a stranger's priorities over your own family all the time. Like, all the time.
Violation. Man,
Flag for hate speech and hateful behaviors. What are you talking about?
See, somebody's being a little whiner. Shut up.
I'm
whoever
talking
wanted.
about how my grandfather died.
Personal situations. Stop running your mouth.
No
because
offense, TikTok, but
You're being an ass.
yeah, screw off. No, don't even.
But
You,
anywho,
you don't mess with my family. But like, basically, yeah, no, I was talking to him about all that shit, and so
stuff.
yeah, no, I was. It's gonna be weird because when we have to go to the service, whenever that is, I'm gonna be walking into it and being like, this is one of the only grandfathers I had left. Like, aside from maybe Gary, and that was Nilda's husband, who I grew up with. How are you not verified yet? I don't know.
Don't ask me. I don't pay for stuff. They want to verify me. They know who I am. They can verify me.
Yeah, I mean,
That's on their end.
Thanks for being supportive like that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that vote of confidence there.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I just because I remember years ago when he asked me about that. Russ asked me about that years ago. He's all like, "What about your grandparents and your grandfather or this and that?" And I gave him like the most distant response ever because
That's not something you like talking about.
Yeah, it's also kind of the way my family's been. Very distant. Very like.
We're gonna keep
over
it all
here.
at arm's length because we don't want to get hurt by bringing up past trauma. It's like, then talk about it.
And
the
so it's like,
realization and use it to help you move forward in life. But that I think that's like their biggest, not personal issue, but something they were taught to just shut up and don't bring that crap up.
yeah.
Which irritates the crap out of me. You know that.
Yep. You know, I just, when I was sitting there and I was going to weddings and stuff for like those years that I was doing it, and like doing the photography and then helping out with marrying people and stuff.
I mean,
I was
seem to have fun with that.
Yeah, I was also seeing grandparents who actually had really close relationships, and I was like, this reminded me of high school years. What's that like? And then being like, I still don't have that. It was weird. Like,
Well, I mean, I was only really close with one grandparent.
Yeah.
Nanny. I mean, you've heard me talk about Nanny.
yep, Chronicles
She
of Karnage
is-
are on this podcast.
Right, and a million and one memories of people who, whether they want to or not, will remember or won't remember, but
Yeah.
it'll always be stuck in their head. Because for me, Nanny was that grandparent because that's who she was to me.
Mm-hmm.
She was always around. She always supported me because I stood my ground and I wasn't, gonna let anybody run me over or run me through.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's gonna, like, I was telling the wife today before physical therapy and after physical therapy, I was like, I'm not sure how to feel about this whole thing, because we went to go visit him at the hospice center, and, he was barely even, like, there. Like, he was, entering the stages of death. And so,
Well,
like...
my brain went, when you guys left and you told me about it when you came back, was, okay, so literally his spirit is trying to stay attached because I don't want to be gone because I know where I'm going to go and I'm going to get punished and or I'm going to receive my lashings. I don't want them
Yeah.
because I'm a stubborn old bastard.
Mm-hmm.
That's how most old guys that are like twice or more my age usually think.
Yeah.
I know that because I've literally listened to him say that.
Yeah.
It's like, but you have to accept it. But anywho, keep going. That's my viewpoint from what you told me when you guys came back.
Yeah, no, he was not the most pleasant person from what I understand growing up when I was a kid. My dad...
From your stories that you were told.
Yeah, when I was a kid, a baby to kid, my dad had already moved us, or at least had us in California, which is part of why they were in Utah, we were in California, and it was so far removed because Dad was basically an ogre at the end of the stairs, as he called it. That's the phrasing he used. That's what the nickname that they all gave it. And George...
That has to do with maybe a story he knows. So it's the part that clicks for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, it'd be something different with... Yeah. But anywho, keep going.
Yeah, like, basically, he was the ogre at the end of the stairs, and he had... basically at the age of 18 said, I'm tired of all this, and enlisted in the military and then left. And then he, that time I think it was either that time or shortly after he met my mom. And it was like around that time frame, her and him were dating and courting and stuff. And then later on, they had me. Like not too long after. And so, basically throughout my existence, is he was running away. He'd essentially run away from the issues at home, and George was a very prickly, angry dude. From what Tammy, his half-sister, told me, that confirmed some of the stories he told about how George was not the most pleasant person to be around, and so she actually preferred that he was like an old lump. That was, because I told him, I'm like, because I didn't even describe him as a lump. I described him as the guy who's kind of there, and we kind of just talk to him here and there. We hang out with him a little bit. He plays card games. He hangs out with the grandkids, that sort of thing. And she's like, well, I kind of like him as a friendly lump because it's much better than the alternative he was before. This very angry, prickly guy. And I was just like,
I mean, we all have our moments, but it's also. It's the kids see it from the more prickly because they see it when you're not around people.
Yeah.
That you pretend or try to manifest your better self.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a complication for me because I'm like, now that he's actually gone, like physically just no longer
removed
here.
From his mortal
removed from his
coils.
mortal coil. I'm like, now this is just going to be where it is. And it feels weird. And I'm like, you know, we all kind of were like, well, we know it's coming. We know it's, you know, where it's going, that sort of thing. But today I was like, this feels weird and different. Because we've always talked about this time frame. We've always talked about the fact that, oh, he's eventually going to pass away. And then, you know, Diane will follow after him. Or it'll be the other way around. She'll pass away first, and then he'll follow after. But now that we're here, I'm like, well, all right, carry on, I guess. And
well,
it's just like, there's one more
goes through the
grandparent
process.
down.
I guess that's why I don't really cry at funerals.
Yeah.
Or have the inclination to cry or mourn a death, because you're just moving on from this limited existence to an existence where you can be not as limited as long as you accept the reality that you were told what is.
Yeah.
Because there's always a process. It's like the first 6 months to a year after you leave your mortal coil is literally you being told this is what reality is, this is the truth. Either you accept it or you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't accept it, here's your path. If you accept it, here's your path.
Yeah.
So literally, pick your journey. You've literally done what you could do with your mortal existence. Here's where your hiccups are. Here's where you're going to get your lashings for the bad stuff you did, whether you meant to or it was just happenstance from your point of view.
Yeah.
Pick your choice. Either straight into hell, or what everybody thinks is hell, which isn't what, no offense, what hell actually is. That's Tartarus.
Yeah.
So, difference of opinion, difference of view, versus you can make it back to not being a just nothing in the existence of nothing, and actually be ready to basically go into what is considered heaven from the current, what most Christian religions believe, or what most Catholicists say, versus what is actually heaven, but we won't get there until after, you know, the second coming and all of that mythos and discussion and whatnot. So for me, my brain instantly goes into, okay, what do you believe? Where do you see? Can I fill in some of the holes for you? Like me and you've always thought.
Yeah.
It's the thing that I will try to spread the knowledge so that way when you get there, it's less of a, oh, I heard that. Okay, so this isn't a surprise, I just keep learning.
Yep.
What he didn't know or what he didn't tell me because I wasn't there yet. Now that I don't have the mortal issues, I can move past it.
Yeah.
So his issue with his anger and other stuff will be the lashings or the therapy or whatever he's got to deal with to get what is the Greek Roman underworld heaven, which is only, it's not really heaven, it's just a light paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Before you actually get, when the end comes, be able to go to the next one.
Yeah.
But because you got there, you can choose to, like your mom and Nanny and a few of the others that I know are around, including, well, not Loki, but kind of Loki, but literally have the ability to do it because they're on the next plane, the next dimension over, but they still interact with this dimension because they're still attached because they're loved ones and who they left behind, whether they want it to or not.
Yeah.
It's part of the journey to become who you truly are, what you truly are.
Yeah, and I truly wonder, like, what that's going to be like for him, because on one hand, all I know about him, aside from the spare interactions I had with him,
He used to be an asshole.
was the before and the after. The stories that came before and the stories that exist now. And yeah, he used to be, from what I understand, a prickly monster. My dad used to passive-aggressively threaten us with him. Be like, you don't know, blah, 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 because of this what happened with George and X and X and Y and Z. And I'm like,
isn't that like always the parental, well, when I was your age, I'd have never done that because this has been the outcome.
Right.
I mean, that's been like the parental threat for like decades.
I mean, notice I'm extremely sparing myself of whether or not
you don't like going there, and I don't like going there. It's like, literally, listen, We don't want to get into the argument. I don't like getting loud. Can we, like...
Yeah. No,
you do this, so that way you're in a better spot. So that way it doesn't become this bad pattern that obviously has become the pattern that none of us like, including you.
In this last year, when Mare and Calypso kept trying to invoke somebody else that wasn't themselves, I was like, dude, why are you doing that? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're literally threatening them with somebody else, and you're also giving that power to that other person. And they're like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, when you threaten or invoke TPAW, or you threaten or invoke somebody else, you're literally being like, oh, it's not my responsibility anymore, it's theirs. Especially the parent.
I mean, you've seen me, it's the interaction. You don't like me angry, you don't like me mad, right? You don't like me yelling. No. Then let's do the steps. You do what you're supposed to do. My job is to bug you until you do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep bugging you, whether you like it or not. It's
Yeah.
like Ariane always coming here, well, you're mean, or you're da-da-da, or you're making my day bad, like Cass did earlier. I'm like, no. You stepped over the line, you stuffed your face full of cookies, called Sissy a liar, then I caught you with your mouth with evidence covered while you're literally hovering over cookies. So that proves that you're a liar, and you were doing what you said Sissy was lying about. Because I got up and decided to see what the hell you're doing hiding in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And you literally showed your cards.
What's funny is when she used to do it with me. She used to be like, yeah, you guys better shape up and before your daddy gets home because your daddy and I'm just like going in my head I'm like going, okay, this sounds like every other typical housewife shit, but like at the same time I was like going, why are you passing the buck to me? Like, I've been gone all day. I've been at work. Why are you passing the buck off to me? Just be the responsible mom.
I think it's the pre-programming or the always when that entity gets home because they're an asshole or a rage monster, they will beat your ass. You don't want to deal with that, so cooperate with me.
It's also considered a microaggression and passive aggressive. Because you're essentially trying to pass the buck off to somebody else, but you're also...
But it is a microaggression because it's
very passive aggressive.
See, I don't understand the whole passive aggressive thing. It's like literally, no, I'm just passing on. It's like, and that's where my brain goes, but why would you put that bullshit on that other person?
Because passive aggressive, just to break it down, is a way of being aggressive without being outwardly aggressive. You know how you will get really loud and get really like stern, or you'll go rah, like, you know, you'll get
the attention for 2 seconds, and then I'll like instantly go back to normal.
That is not passive aggressive. That is active aggressive. That is normal aggression of the sense of like, I am being viscerally in your face without hitting you. Whereas,
because I need to, because of what you're throwing at me.
Right, and so passive aggressive is when you're trying to conceal your anger and trying to conceal the aggression with underhanded commentary, with passive aggressive comments, threatening or invoking somebody else in the picture because you don't want to have the responsibility of the buck. It's undercutting commentary. It's microaggressions. Then me saying, you know, your mother would tell you to shut up, right, Russell? Would be considered passive aggressive? The way you put it, it is not.
Okay, because I always use her as like, you know, your mother would kick your ass, or dude, if Nana was here, she'd yell at you. And he's like, don't bring up my mom. It's like,
that's a reminder.
Dude, it's literally like, how many times did I call her and you literally, you called my mom on me? What are you, fucking 5?
Yeah, it's like, a reminder.
Act like an adult.
Especially a reminder if that person kept them accountable.
Oh, she did immensely.
Right. So that's a reminder of
accountability. Because once I got to the point where I just literally call her and tell her what the heck's going on when I had to come out here.
But that also means that also means that he didn't ever try teaching himself how to be accountable. Like, you know how every time he gets mad or he starts getting like, escalated.
Oh,
and he starts
tried this week and
he starts like escalating a little bit, and almost immediately, all you hear out of his mouth is, "This is what I don't like about myself, but now it's your responsibility. It's all on you." It's like with me, it's like, he didn't do this or he didn't do that, and it's really something he should be doing. but yet he didn't want to do it, so therefore it's now that person's job.
Or like earlier today, he blamed you for something that he does. It's like, dude, you do the same
Right.
thing and stop it because the situation's already been taken care of. I'll just tell him, hey, your boot was put in the hallway. Please put it in the trash can.
That is what's known as a
sort of thing.
projection.
And I'm trying to resolve the issue so one, he'll shut up, and two, so that way it's not a freaking just trying to get everybody. It's like, dude, stop.
That's what's known as a projection. A projection is when you yourself, as the individual, should be responsible and should be accountable for something you were doing, and yet you projected that onto somebody else. The way
I'm
you are
doing it the proper way with all the bullshit I've always dealt with. I actually have the proper mechanisms and knowledge on how to do it properly, and you see me, I literally try to do that every day.
Your microaggressions come out when you're talking about disability.
And stupid people, yes.
Right. When you talk about disability, like for instance with me, whenever you're going on and you're making your commentary about being abled or whatever, that's considered an underhanded microaggression.
Well, no, I understood that when you told me that. I'm like, well, that's not what I mean. I'm literally just poking at you because, damn it, you can do that shit and I can't.
Right. That is what's considered an underhanded, passive-aggressive microaggression. Stuff that I tend to brush away.
That's not how I see it, but no, we've discussed this before. It's like,
right.
That's not how I'm meaning it to come off. That's just the viewpoint from
where I sit. I'm not breaking that down further because he knows what I'm talking about, but with
if
Russ,
they want to know, they can talk to us personally.
Yeah, with Russ, he has been doing this stuff
same bullshit
for
ever.
I can't even say years because
it's been, let's see, I'm 41, so at least 36 years. So
yeah,
3.5 decades.
I keep getting told
at
by
least
different sources like your mom's sister,
me,
you,
mom,
your mom, or
Mary.
Yeah, Mary, your mom. I get told by Todd. I get told by Nephi. I get told by so many different people that this is a thing that is chronic.
And we've told him how to fix
cycle.
it, or we've tried to give him the proper tools to fix it, but he always, shut the fuck up, quit telling me how to live my life.
He wants to fall back on the
bad stuff,
the comfortingness of toxicity.
Living in his own giant pile of warm shit.
Yes. And so it's like, when he's doing all this stuff, like, for instance, the puppy pad stuff, I'm like, okay, whatever. I bought the puppy pads so that I could put him in the hallway, and so that way we can make sure the angel is only shitting on the puppy pad, whatever.
Oh, she's not, and that's kind of the irritation, because the dog's literally pulling bullshit, and he tried to run his mouth about Biscuit. I'm like, shut up, Biscuit shit downstairs, dude. I walked in it a couple times barefoot. Don't even with that dog never, because as soon as I put it in the dog, no, there were still a couple cases where it didn't do it. Plus, he was an old piece of shit.
Yeah,
the difference between he's an old one and she's young is she's trying to learn in this household. Plus, you don't let no animal go in and out that back door anymore. So that's your fault.
He looped you into projecting Biscuit onto Angel.
He tried to, and then I told him he was full of shit because they're two completely different dogs. My only inclination to jump at your dog or in your dog is because of the bullshit the stupid mini dog he brought home, and the bad crap it did to Connor. So I was just going to defense mode. Stop, don't quit. Or because she's being extra loud. Shut up, child.
Yeah, see.
Because it's a dog child, but it's literally yelling in my ears.
Calypso actually brought up the fact that she's like, well, the major difference between Biscuit and Angel Bear is still young, whereas Biscuit was super old and being expected to learn how to be around a baby and a toddler, whereas Angel Bear was introduced to the kids as a puppy super young, and so therefore she has grown up with them. And
well,
so
that's where my instinct goes, okay, dude, he's gotta go pee. Don't yell at him. Let him go pee. You can bitch at him when he's walking around the house. I don't care about that. Just stop when he's going to the pistol because you're literally yelping and it's hurting my ears.
And I think you're right, though. I think that she is barking at the demon.
Oh, I know she is.
Because she's a protector.
That's her natural inclination.
She took on the same qualities as
It's kind of the mommy dog role. It's like what everybody always calls the bad dog.
If you were to look at...
I can't remember. It's the nurse dog. The big one.
The healer?
The
blue healer?
Pitbull, or not Pitbull. The other one. What's the dog that everybody's like, oh, it's aggressive. It's only aggressive if you teach it to be aggressive. It's actually a nursing dog.
Yeah.
I can't fucking pull the name of the dog out. That's gonna irritate me. But yeah, no, I know what you mean, because certain dogs have that inclination.
See, you kept planting that idea in my head a couple times, and at first I was like, what are we talking about? She's barking at him because of his energy. And then later on, I spent a couple weeks observing it and watching as she wasn't looking at him.
She was looking at his shoulder.
She was looking at the shoulder area.
That's why I'm like, dude, stop at him. You're not helping. You're making it worse. Plus, you're hurting my ears. That's why when I come upstairs, I get stern with it. Like, go to the room.
Well, there's a couple times you weren't even awake for it, but she was in the kids' room, and she walked to the hallway area and barked. And at first, I thought he was downstairs, about to go upstairs and go pee, because that's what usually happens. But I opened the door, looked out, and she's looking at the damn mirror, and she's barking. And I'm like, why are you barking at the freaking mirror? And then I was suddenly, like, of course, I had peanut gallery in my head going, acolytes? What is in the mirror?
Pay attention.
And then I went,
open thine eyes.
And I went, wait. Looked at the mirror, like, oh. And I had to, like, do this.
Yeah.
And push it back in. And then she stopped barking.
That's why I don't like mirrors being at the end of hallways and stuff. For me, where's the mirror? In the bathroom. Where else? Where else? You damn mirrors out of my bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't need the extra entities that hide in the mirrors to literally try to fucking come at me. Fuck off! Leave me alone. That's why. I mean, you see me. If I come upstairs, I go to your room. I come in here. I go to the pisser.
Cornelia's the
done,
one.
And I get the fuck out of the damn way of the mirror because I know it can be hidden, and I actually know what's hidden in there. I don't fucking know. Don't touch it. Leave it the fuck alone. Stay the hell away from me. Fuck off.
Yeah, Cornelia's the one who actually brought up the idea weeks ago when her and I last talked on the phone that
there's something trapped.
That there's something trapped in the mirror, and it's from when they lived in that bedroom, and it's from when they were feeding whatever it is was feeding on him, and feeding on the negativity that he was perpetrating.
Yes and no.
That's part of it.
Well, because of the way, no offense, his stupidities are. It's literally. I'll put money on it. He bought it from DI.
The mirror? You think that something came into it inherently?
Inherently, it was either DI or Walmart, and with as many peoples and energies that travel through those places, and if it's previously owned, or it's literally something that sits in the middle of a crowd, if the wrong energy or demon that's attached to somebody looks at themselves, whether they realize it or not, they become attached to the mirror.
Yeah.
So something could have gotten stuck in it, and it got brought into the house, and it's like, oh, this is an easy fucking feast. I just have to sit here and enjoy the bullshit.
Yeah. It's
not even something that is recognized as what it actually is because of what it is. It's most people won't see it because they're not actually looking at it. Where, like with you, with the third eye open, you see all this stuff. Me, I just
feel it.
No. I don't even have to see it because I know it's there. It's there, so I just fuck off, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's also not even subconsciously, spiritually been told not to come up here and clear your kids' room. Just as soon as I clear your kids' room, that'll fucking crack or do something with the mirror.
Huh.
Maybe we just need to cover it.
You mean
so that way I can clear your kids' room.
Oh, you mean with the incense?
With just energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had the ideal, and I keep getting poked to do it, but anytime I go to attempt to move or do it, poke with the pain. Don't.
Huh.
I wonder if that has something to do with the energies of people's, like, literally telling me it needs to be done, but also don't do it.
Right.
Because it has to do with that fucking mirror. I wasn't even thinking about it. I mean, because technically that's a mirror. Shit could be hidden in there, too, from when Todd and Calypso, Robin, and my daughter were in here.
Yeah.
Because that thing's been in here for fucking years, dude.
The Sony TV?
The TV, yeah.
Huh.
Because it's been in here for years, dude. anything that's a reflective surface, if it's off, it's literally a mirror. Anything could hide in something shiny.
That is true.
Why do you think I turn off the TV the way I turn it off?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think depending on the way I'm feeling or the energy in the house, depends on where I sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first little while, I was literally blocking the walkway to the door.
Yeah.
I fixed 90% of the energy in the house. He's currently having one of his hiccups because little asshole, I need more food to eat. Or other ones that are attached to the tiny one is using the tiny one for Feast Fest and stuff. That's why stuff started to break. That's why I had to fix shit. But I mean, have I let that slow me down? No, I've actually used that to get up in physical activity.
Yeah.
I literally, turning on the water because Russell checked it and I came up to double check it right before I went to piss the other night before we went to the gym. I literally checked it and the water flow was so good on the cold water, kiss my ass. Fixing that and closing the back, like, little drip from the coupler that was having issues. It's so fucking perfect. The damn water flow is so goddamn good. Take a shower, take a bath, do whatever the hell you want. Have fun.
Was the yellow stuff gone?
Yellow.
The sediment that was in the water.
I do not know, but I think it is with me keep opening 90% of the cold water things. The only thing that seems to be slow, which we might need to check by turning off the water and taking off the end, is the toilet.
Okay.
Maybe some more, settled and maybe tapping.
Yeah.
Into the little like metal bucket in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we can do that like tomorrow. I mean, you just check it because you have the better finger, so you can twist it off and then like point it down instantly.
Yeah.
And then just check it. If there's still stuff in it, set it down. Like we have the little metal part of the. Do you know where it is? Because I think we left it in the bathroom. Metal part of the cone to like. You might have to point it up and like clear out the thing, but I mean, if there's sediment in the toilet, that's why it's going slow. That's why it's flushing slow.
Yeah.
Or it's because of the new flusher thing we got because it deals with dirty and hard water.
Yeah.
Because I literally got the one that said it deals with hard water, so I think it's a slower drip because it's trying to take all the hardness out of the water.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's why it's going slow. That's why when I came upstairs earlier, TPAW said, don't flush the toilet. Why? Because I got to pee too. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we were not wasting water.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
We'll have to look into it, I guess.
I mean, I still have these lowest cards, so me and Mom will probably at some point, or I'll just have to go do it and get the stuff and just put the semen in and then figure out how to do the tile and do the fucking tile.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was thinking about us going into that one incense store at the mall.
The what?
Amber and I had to...
Oh, you mean for the sage?
Yeah, for the sage. And we're thinking about saging
if
the
you want
rooms.
to.
Yeah.
I'd like to go with you if y'all do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because no offense, I want to drive my car. Friday. Fuck off. While the kids are at school, we can go during the day while the kids are at school. Because I also wanted you to show me that store.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with my knee acting up, I have to put the. Well, no, can't do that. I'll just have to work it out. But yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to her about it the other day about how we need to sage things, and she's like, "Yeah, we could drop by that store and try and see if they have any in stock."
Well, I don't think. Well, okay, let me phrase this properly. Saging with the smoke is good, but I think we need regular sage, like cooking sage, because it's still sage. But you take it and you do the thing where it breaks off of the bark.
Yeah.
For the cooking stuff, and we literally just crumble it up and just sprinkle it all over the rooms.
Yeah.
Every room, including downstairs, whether he knows it or not, we're just gonna.
Does he not like it when we do that shit?
I don't know. My mind says, sage it with the smoke, but do light with the smoke, because his inclination of smoking in the house or something else that might set him off. That's where my brain goes. So my brain's like, just take a little bit of sage particles and flicker the house. Because I mean, we could do it before the kids get home, and then me and you can like try to finish up with some of this stuff.
Right.
In here tomorrow. Just a thought.
Yeah, we could try it. I just think that like clearing out the negative energy would be a good thing.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I think sage is a good thing. My issue is burning sage, but also doing the white sage. The way I've interacted with it, my brain goes tingle tingle because of the what is it with the white sage and just sage in general? It's like a psilocybin or the stuff that Joe Rogan's always talking about.
Yeah.
That like literally shows you the demons and these other spirits or elves or whatever you want to call them. It's like when I got high and took way too much of the edible.
Yeah.
I literally went and saw the shit trying to circle me, trying to circle my bullshit, and I just like, that's fine, you can circle. Try to take a bite, you gonna break your teeth.
So you saw a bunch of...
Oh, I saw the whole damn story.
Huh.
That's why I said, as soon as they did that, I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen, fuck it.
Huh.
No point in fighting it, because if I fight it, it's gonna be a million times worse. That's why when Nanny told you, literally, no, he's doing what he's supposed to. Everybody keeps trying to push me, well, fight for your kids, do all this stuff. That'll make it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
I will handle it the way I handle it. Whether you like it or not, or whether you think that's proper, I have to do it my way.
Well, and as I saw recently when I tried talking to Connor myself, just poking him with the Discord invite and then doing some simple stuff, you know, telling him, oh, that's not the full truth or whatever he was told. And, you know, just giving him a simple thing. And him,
your point of view,
yeah, and him lashing out and stuff. I'm just like, all right. I'm starting to see the fact that no matter whether or not I am fully, clearly trying to show him things, not only will his mom grab his phone and text me and lie about not texting me, but Connor will lie about her not texting me and then insult me in the process. And I was like, got it. Okay, that's where we're at.
Or maybe she's telling him, well, tell him this then. So he literally types it out.
Is that why one of the text messages literally had a parentheses, and that's why I did this, this, and this with the classes, and then a parentheses? It was like
I
text, a parentheses, like the asterisk thing, and then it was like a, by the way, offhandedly, this is why I did this. And it's like, clearly that was her. The way it was worded was clearly her. Even the way that the text was typed out versus what the next text said, I was like, that's a lot to unpack. Texting style is slightly different. At me. Yeah, texting style is slightly different.
I mean, you know me, it's literally pitchforks and freaking torches, just like, okay, cool.
Yeah. That's what showed me that it was live age restricted. The live may contain themes not suitable for younger audiences has been age restricted.
Well, no, duh.
Dude, I swear you guys are just like
picking on me because I'm
police.
new. I mean, let's see. This is what, the third or fourth week in a row where they literally bitched and complained that I'm doing something mean or hateful when we're just discussing life and just stuff in general.
Yeah, exactly.
And literally, I've gone through a divorce, and this is what I'm seeing from my end, so that's why I don't fight, because it makes the battle 10 times harder for the kids and myself.
Yeah.
I'm not dragging my kids through hell. Shut up, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And you're just telling it from the third party point of view of what you're seeing.
Uh-huh. Yeah, plus also
we'll end it right now because it's 1 o'clock and
I watched my
crybaby about it.
Yeah, I watched my mom and my dad go through this with us. Like it's not a fun affair, let's put it that way. But that's been Crazy Piece for this week. We talked about Jack Reacher. Let's call him John Reacher. I talked about Jack Reacher for 2 seasons. Probably revisited it for a bit just because I'll have more to say later on.
Because we went off into other shit.
Yeah, and then I'll also be talking. We're gonna watch Hazbin Hotel with the wife, and then hopefully maybe I can rope the wife into this podcast. That'd be great, especially since it'll be the new laptop. And it's been Crazy Piece. I'm TPAW.
Karnage 6778.
And that's been Crazy Piece. Have a week.
Don't die. Don't hurt anybody. Be awesome.